Hello, hello, hello. It is Monday here in Australia, Adelaide, Australia. And let's see, get everything going. Just kind of doing things a little differently. Um, this is me without makeup. This is me that's being real. Sometimes you just need to feel, that whatever how you show up looks great, looks okay, you know. We got to stop thinking that we are, look awful or any of that stuff. We look great. We need to take care of ourselves, but at the same time, love no matter what stage you're in. So, this is Dr. Brenda Jean Power. I'm Doctor of Metaphysics, and I help people understand the nature of being. And we are learning to become spiritual humans, meaning that we are this spiritual being inside this human form. And and we need to be able to grow and become who we want to be. But who we want to be, did you have this part of you that you didn't know? So you look out, oh, that's what it is. That's who, oh, I want to be like that. And you didn't realize that you could just take and look at it as a catalog of life and decide that, excuse my noise, that, oh, I like that characteristics, I like that personality, but you don't have to be exactly like them, but you become your own person. So I grew up with a family that was like, don't copy me. Oh, mom, she's copying me. Just all kinds of whining and crying and ways of being and then the insults, the pain, the hurtful words, the things that you believe are true, which is not. It's just they, for whatever reason, want you to stop bothering them, but you don't know this. You just know that what they're putting out there is that they're mad, they're upset, they don't like you. And you believe whatever they tell you because your family, your sisters, um, your brothers, they're correct, they're gods, they're right. Because you're just learning. But one of the things that we do, which we need to stop doing, is believing that when they're in those moods that they are correct. We walk around believing they're correct. We walk around going, oh no, I must be this awful person. And then we are told yes, and we keep getting brainwashed. And then we gaslight ourselves into becoming brainwashed into thinking that is true. And you carry this around constantly with you that this is true. The question is it really true? And the answer is usually no. So tell me, what does it do to your self esteem? I'm hoping I'm gone live. I just can't test it. Well, still can't test it. So I do know I am live on Facebook and TikTok. And it looks like I'm also might be live on YouTube. That's where I want to be. That's where I'm casting. So if you get any readings from me today, you can rewatch those again on YouTube. Okay, wonderful. So we got confirmation they see me on YouTube. Excellent. Uh, Rearranged a few things in my office so that for cleaning purposes, and then I forget that on show day things have to, kind of be looking a certain way. I got Fox the Phoenix over here, hanging off. I don't know what he's doing. He's taking off. Oops. Apparently knocking down my pendulums. I don't know. Then my favorite cup broke. My husband got me this cup, butterfly, for transformation, but it's got a crack in it. So now it becomes my pen holder. So I still can use it. It's not broken, wasted, I can upcycle it. And so we have to look for the value, look for the beauty. And that's what I'm doing. That's who I am. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with a little touch up here and there, enhancement. What I learned through the years is, oh, wow, that's what color does? Wow, that's what hairstyles do? Wow. And it always marveled me when you add different colors, when you change just a little bit, that it can change for the good or the bad. And I'm saying something, but you can't hear me? Or no, it's TikTok or it's Facebook telling people to talk to me. Oh, isn't that nice? And there we go. Get some lighting on. See what happens when you change the contrast. So contrast, in certain terms, when you listen to people that are spiritually growing, they may not be at a certain level, but in the beginning, contrast is bad. You wouldn't see me if I didn't have contrast. You wouldn't be able to notice that there is different shapes, with different values, and the energy and intense, all these things. So contrast is good. We can't just say everything's good or bad. Okay. Hi, April Sunshine. That's cute. And okay, I wondered about these contacts, if they were the ones that were far away or my computer lenses, but I'm having a little problems reading that screen, so it makes me think it's the old ones. People, their new time, or new, daylight savings time or whatever, might throw people off. But this is a difference. We're learning to be different. We're learning to be ourselves. We're learning to enhance, to like, and to get to know who we want to be. And as we start to pick and choose, that good quality, the bad quality, or somebody else has got it. Do you remember Megamind, the movie? Oh, thank you. And well, since good was taken, bad, I may as well just be bad. Well, why do you have to have that comparison? Why do you have to have that competition? Why don't you just heal the pain, heal the hurts? Ah, yes, that is better. Not sure about this. Here we go again. See? Oh my God, I look funny with glasses. Well, I normally wear glasses, but you do want a certain professionalism to be. I had this nice shirt on, and then I found out it had a hole in it. So when the camera picked it up, it was like, oh my God, a moth got to it. Apparently, it needed to be dinner than my outfit. That's okay. That's okay. So we want to be present. Who do we want to be? Now, since nobody has wrote anything, I can take these off because here's where I got to focus. Just a little bit of color can change things. A little bit of contrast, lighting can make it into a good day or bad day. So, winter is approaching us here in Australia and summer for the United States and all that. And the rainy moods can be really good, but then it becomes too melancholy, and then all of a sudden it starts to affect you. So the environment does affect you. I want to be my spiritual self. Excellent, excellent. And to do that, the question is, what does that look like? Well, for me, I have a certain amount of ethics. I have a certain amount of beliefs, and I have integrity. You want to you want to understand that love is the important thing. And when we are so used to talking to somebody, if we are in an emotional mood, and the energy of the rain and stuff has been to feel melancholy. So that means you should be in a grumpy mood all day. If you're not aware of your energies or how in the environment affects you, then you can come across as you're in a mood. And people say, why are you so moody? I don't know. but the choice is still yours. I don't know. It's still your choice. You can still change it. If somebody put that in your space, you go, oh God, yeah. Was that what I want? So when somebody says, I think you need to check it from the neck up, that's supposed to be an insult? Is that supposed to be hurtful? Or is that coming from a perspective of, oh, you're not wearing the right makeup. You look sickly. Again, perspectives. Or when somebody looks and thinks, this is hokey. So your beliefs have a lot to do with what you see and what you judge and respect. How do you want to come across, or how do you want to make people feel? You're remembered for how you made them feel. And that's why a lot of people that are can be nice to your face and mean behind your back, and they may not realize, or they may do, and they think that's a good quality. The question is, what do you want? Well, I want to be happy. I don't want it. I am it. But if I'm going to attract in that, I have to see people. I have to look at them. I have to see them, and that they don't like me, and that they got to prove it. Or maybe I see people that like me and they got to prove it. Happiness is something you don't chase. It's something that you choose. And I choose to be happy. I choose to look at the mirror and say, even if I was deformed, or I have, I can tell you all my flaws, but why should I do that? But there are some people that can look really not healthy, or some people that look not symmetrical. But do we need to judge them by the way they look? I know people that have great big hearts. I know people that may not look like what we're supposed to by reality. Wait, did you hear that statement? Well, I appreciate that all people look the way they want to look. And when their heart and their soul starts singing love, it don't matter what this piece is on the outside. It's how you show up. Are you going to show up of just going, oh, I'm going to judge that? Ugh. Now, I have gone up to people and I know that they're sick. But I don't need to make them feel bad. So someone says, my belief is people just want others to feel as bad as they do to make them feel better. Yeah, that's a belief, that is perspective, that is happening. And if I am aware that people do this, I don't have to take offense to it. I can just send love and say, okay, I'm going to present the energy in my aura. I'm going to present the energy in the space. And if they don't want it, that's fine. Because that's where they want to be. And that's who they want to be. And do people like to be miserable? Yeah. We are we are a house plant with emotions. We need sunlight, we need water, we need nutrients, we need love, we need a good environment. And when a person is just biting somebody's head off, that says a lot more about them than it says about me. But when we're kids, we don't see it that way. When we're kids, we are happy and we're loved, and people are in bad moods, or people are in things that they can't process. And one of the things I love to help people do is to process the very gift that you have from your soul. And it's a whole bunch of choices about how you want to process. But I would love to see you process so that you can get out of your crap shows sooner than later. Because if I had an incident that occurred and I'm walking around all upset and trying to figure it out in my head, and these emotions are running all over, and 6 months later I'm still thinking and stewing over it, It's going to become my temperament. It's going to be worn on my face. It's going to be the first thing people feel and see. And it's going to be a whole lot of emotional chemical peptides that's going to start changing my health for the worse. I don't need the nocebo effect where all of a sudden I look out and I see negative things happening to me. It's not bad luck. It's about vibrational matches. Your inner world creates your outer world. And my outer world on a physical form. There are people that will never see a flaw in a person. And then that's all you see is their flaws. But we have contrast for a reason. It doesn't have to be bad. I'm not sure if I'm making the point the way I'd like to. I'd love to see more and more people gravitate to wanting to heal themselves, or gravitate to want to listen to this type of message, that want to get free of the way their world is. Because most people are like, when you ask them, what do you believe? They'll look in through their face and they're like, well, I believe. And they just check the second and they're like, I believe. And then well, how's your life? And you just got out of a big fight, you just had a trauma or a drama, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, my life's good. Why? And you have to lie to somebody because you don't want them to know, or you have to lie to yourself because that's the only way you process. Hi, how you doing, Lisa? Miss April Lynn, look at you. It's good to see you guys. But show up. And then if you want a little makeup here or a little different colors or a little different contrast, be you. Be you. I love being me. I love to not down myself up. Good Lord, no, I don't. I love that comfortable shoe. I love to just, there'll be days like, why didn't you take a shower? I did. I just didn't comb my hair, or, but then we have to make sure we don't go to the wrong extreme where you stop caring and you stop taking care of yourself. I've been there too. But sometimes we have to become present and just say, how do I want to show up? Without insulting ourselves, without thinking of what our brothers and sisters think or what our best friend said because she was mad that day and wanted herself to feel better, so she hurt your feelings. But we believe these people are true. Like that comment, like, oh my God, they're right. I'm going to give them all my life force power. No, it's their opinion, but it doesn't mean that they're right. You don't have to feel like has to be taken and take offense, and that has to be taken and be pain. Hi. You don't have to do those things. So how do you show up? You show up for yourself. You show up for that spiritual part of your heart. You show up. If you want to feel like melancholy that day, that's fine, but be aware it will eventually change your DNA. It can change the relationships with people. And there's nothing wrong with feelings. But when they own you, they control you. The question is that really what you want? So I was looking at some statistics, and I can't find the one, but the one is where the way your husband and you, your mate and you, your best friend and you, the people that are around you the most, and you have 1 hour of arguments, it really takes a lot to recover from. And I gotta find that statistic, but it's up to you how you want to wake up. I know the world's going through so much that they can't stop focusing on their issues. and the way that the reactions can control you. That's the part of being human. But there is a part of you that needs to wake up, a part of you that needs to realize that when somebody asks how you doing, you don't have to just look through your face and believe your own emotions. That's your human self that's over-identified with something. That's the human self that is disconnected from their heart of their spirit, their love, their space. That is that part that's given up. Wake up. What part do you want to be? Wake up. Where do you want to put yourself? Where do you want to be? And we choose to be what our parents told us. We choose to be what the people that insult us because they're having a bad day. We choose to be the aches and the pains. And it's so funny because I know April Lynn and Ayme have really taken the healing tools and changed their flippant speaking, have changed their emotions so it stops affecting them physically, and that to the point where they're communicating with the quantum field. And the field says, I'll give you more joy. And then they see it, they practice seeing it, and then they bring it in and they look at it and know. They know. This is a good thing. This is a wonderful thing. So, so chat. Ooh, and a reading for Miss Perkins. So hopefully Teresa will be here and she will get her, what do I call it? A pay it forward from Miss April. That is beautiful. Thank you so much for caring about somebody else, Miss April. So one for Teresa P, Miss DP, and Miss April. I cannot. Oh, yes, you can see. Turn it on. Miss April Lynn. Oh, see? Yeah, that this is enhances. Oh, something wrong. There we go. I think it's working now. A little crooked. Hey, Davin, how are you? So hopefully Davin's there. Huh? Finally live. Yes, hold on. Let me check my pulse. Yes. Yes. I'm down to one show a week because the world is doing a transformation, and me and my husband are just learning to live and to grow and to be with one another and all that. So, Miss April Lynn has a chat read. We will do that. So thank you for that. And if anybody else wants to, you got show it. You got a choice. Some of you can't see it, but it's here 25, 15, and 5. So I know that there are days that I get up and I'm so involved in whatever else I'm doing, I didn't even stop to look in the mirror. And it's just so funny. And it's hey, good job, Davin. You have been bringing you getting paid now. That is good as a volunteer part. Good job doing that and moving forward and getting experience and having life. Good job. Good job. So I look at myself as long as I can learn to be present. And in the present, I look in the mirror and I'm like, yeah. I don't need to go, oh my God, she did. Look at it. Oh, look at the old. Hey, no. This has carried me around for 58 years. And I the beliefs were a long time ago that you basically almost always got to be sick, or there's always got to be something wrong, or no. It's about where you place your awareness with your consciousness. Where do you place it? How do you judge it? How do you communicate it? And healing doesn't mean I always have to find the problem. The healing is to, like, if you ever hang out with Miss April Lynn, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy, and she'll look for the joy, and she looks for the alignment. She looks and she receives. I know I've leveled up to 58. I surpassed my mother and my father, and yeah, I think even my one sister, and definitely my brother. So I'm not sure about the second one, but I'm a lot of people don't get a chance to even grow old. So I look at that and I'm like, I'm 58. And here's the thing. I barely have gray hair. And I'm thinking, oh, that's cool. I thought everybody else would. Nope, they're 5. It's either 5, 15, or 25, Davin. And so I'm grateful. And I may be a little curvy. What's wrong with that? Who says anything's wrong with that? I may have a little bit more padding in the front, what do they call it, the apron? You know what? After I had surgery, yeah, the energy wasn't flowing properly in my lymphs. My energy was not flowing properly in my skin. And, when you got to cut through all those layers, it's going to leave a mark. But there's nothing wrong with that. I know when I radiate out that you're going to feel love. Why? I don't want you just to feel love. I'm holding love. I'm being love. And I'm looking at how people do it differently. And it's like, oh, I didn't realize that you could do that. I know it's funny, but we don't think of that. We just think, oh, no, this is the way my family's done it. This is the way you're supposed to. No. I radiate out love. And it's a choice. Thank you, Spirit, for all the joy. Yeah, because you know that if you choose to not aim for it, we're not chasing it down. We're learning to be it, and we're learning to see it from the quantum field. The quantum field matches up with your mood. The quantum field matches up with what you wish for. Not, oh, I wish and hoping. No, yeah, the universe is going to give you the desperation of that, because that tops the actual belief that, the joy. So when, oh my God, I didn't put my makeup on or my jewelry on or anything else. Oh, it's okay. Getting loved and being loved for who you are, because you are love. That is just so comfortable. Why? Because there is a certain amount of spiritual values. And when your partner or your friend or somebody else you're aligned with these spiritual values, my gosh, the comfortability to drop all the judgment and, oh God, do I care what they think? Da, da, da. It's important to understand love. It's important to demonstrate love. It's important to embody it. And so sometimes we have to stop saying black or white or good or bad or right or wrong. You wouldn't see me if there wasn't a little bit of contrast. Oh, wonderful, Davin. Is there anything particular you want me to talk about or investigate? Contrast. This clock was working. Problem, the batteries were going weak. So it showed up with a white fade, so you couldn't almost read it. And now that I put a new battery in, look at it pop, the contrast. The colors pop. And sometimes just lipstick, pop. I don't need to fade away. I don't mind getting old, but I don't need to fade away. I don't need to go, oh, the need, so I don't look old. No, the need is to be healthy. Well, I don't need it. I claim it. So when all of a sudden I'm looking at my watch, I'm going, oh no, I got low. I'm going to say it correctly in just a moment when my brain finally catches up with what I actually want to say. Anti what? It's not antibiotics, it is antioxidants. And it's like I could go and go, oh, or I can go, vegetables, colored fruit, a combination of things. And then it brings the level back up. My body says, oh, I'm so worn out. Maybe I need a little bit more potassium. Maybe I need a little bit more B vitamins because stress burns those things out. A little bit of contrast is not that it's evil. Balance it out. Aim differently. If you put on a green shirt and all of a sudden it just doesn't, you look, get there in color. Colors vibrate and can set a mood for you. And it's so funny because I would look and listen to people how they would say, well, what's your favorite color? It's usually blue, green, pink, red. You don't really hear the word orange. And my ex-father-in-law, he loved orange. And I thought, okay. And I got to see through his eyes what orange looked like because he loved the color. It was beautiful. And another friend that loved just yellow. And they made that yellow bright and perky, which was amazing. And so I've learned to appreciate all colors. And there's a new set of colors on the road with cars these days. It isn't the flashy bright or the poppin'. These are more mute. These are more mute, and you can see it. It's like they just took the sheen out of it just enough, but muted reds, muted grays, muted, and they're beautiful because they are different contrasts than the white, the black, the gray, the silver. And of course, you got your reds and your blues. But you literally can see how vibration of color, the contrast, is amazing. It isn't about just smooth skin and no wrinkles. It's the twinkle in your eye. It's the brightness of your spirit. Contrast. Nothing wrong with it. It's in harmony. But it's up to you to decide how you want to view it. View it like you did as a kid. You're supposed to hate it, feel defeated, give up, no resolve, can't do it. Those are things that we can heal. Those are the things that you can measure. Those are the things you can address. Those are the things you can change, not by force of your ego, but by communicating with the body, helping to bring the blood back up, feeding it nutrients that it needs to, like, you've heard me talk about this story, but this story is like the biggest one that really helped me remember about spirit. Thank you, God. So we were traveling, and oh my God, in Tasmania, on one side of where you drive is just so curvy like this. And then when you're in a caravan, you're sitting up higher. And so the windshield is skewed just a little bit. So when you're bebopping around these corners, it looks like you're going to hit the cliff or you're going to fall off. Oh, so nauseating. And so it did me in. Just ask your questions, hon. They did me in. And And I had to stop. I'm ready to puke. I'm crying already. My husband's, oh my God, I know. And he's like trying to keep it together. Usually we swap, take turns driving. I couldn't even drive because my head was swimming. So I stopped. My sister's here. My sister's was Bonita with an O. So Bonita, and yours is Bonita. Love it. And so we stopped, and I just said, just give me, I'm crying. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just so stressed out. My meat suit's just falling apart. That's what it feels like. And I go on the back end of the van and I sit down and I'm like, oh, thank you, Spirit, thank you, Spirit, thank you, Spirit. I'm saying thank you, Spirit, because I know I can get myself in alignment. And I had my eyes closed and I'm healing my head. Open my eyes. Now, you got to understand, this is like a black pavement, but on the side is all the pebbles. They're all like all the same size and they're just smashed together. And I opened my eyes and there was a smile. It's like perfect same size rocks with the eyes and the great big smile amongst all of those. And as soon as I open my eyes, Spirit goes, hi. And I'm like, oh my God, and the joke around here is, from if you watch any old time stuff, it's like the vapors. Oh, give her some smelling sauce. Oh my God. For me, it was like, Spirit says, I'll give you a smile instead. And I'm like, oh, and I started busting out laughing, and I made enough chemical peptides that turned my body and me right around to feeling really awesome. And yesterday, I didn't realize I was getting nauseous and sick. My body's doing, I'm like, what's going on? And so I took my scarf off and I'm like, okay, it's cooling down. I took my hat off and I'm like, what is going on? And it was just too hot, I think, because I could have focused on that and then we could have turned around the car around and went back home and been miserable. But instead, it was just like, whew, I don't have to believe this. And then the rest of the night, it never showed up again. And we were having fun, goofing around and playing. I give someone. Okay, hold on. Let me get my. You know what? Maybe I'll just get it up on the big screen so I can see it better. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. All right, let's get the right screen in play here. So we're going to start this off, and contrast, where it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It helps you create reality. It helps you see reality. It helps you enhance reality. And if you can't see your issues, you have a contrast. It's going to go, how many times do you need to keep doing this repeated story until you're like, oh, I get it, and then want to heal it out? So contrast can be a beautiful thing. And contrast works in harmony with its opposite. And light and dark, you can't have one without the other. So we're going to first take care of Miss April Lynn because she had paid, and then we'll go over to Davin. Okay. And then hopefully Teresa will pop in. So April Lynn says, I gave someone an example of asking and looking for, I said blue butterfly, not know her purse had a blue butterfly on instant validation. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. See, when you have that language, or you build that language and you say, hey, Spirit, and that was a good example, because you're training your brain to have this wonderful mindset that sees a greater vibrational match, instead of having to be in the vibrational match of your inner world, create your outer world of just crying, upset, and hell. You don't have to believe your own BS. Okay, so is there anything particular you want me to talk about, Miss? Or did you want me to drag? Okay, hold on. What's going on here? Normally there we go. I have missed my little timer. Got to get a different one. That didn't go over so well for me. I didn't like it. Spirit, put it back. Oh, and I got a new healing tool in progress, people. I've actually found some great successes, things that have been lost, and it was a pattern. It's a physiology pattern. And then the new tool, I instantly found two things. I was like, whoa. Again, thought they were lost, gone. Not the case. I feel like I'm missing a light. I got all the lights on, but I just see look like it's so dark, and I have no idea why. I don't remember rearranging something that doesn't look right. No, it's fine. Okay. Hi, Thor. Haven't seen you in a while. Yay. Okay, Miss April Lynn. Interesting. I'm not getting a particular thing, and I feel you're happy. I'm just gonna do a couple of checks, okay? That's what we'll do. So oh, thank you. If we were to look at something in your life, physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, Miss April Lynn, you're doing really well, but they want you to look at it and use your gift of awareness of a feel-good report or a report. What does your soul want to work on next? I feel like there's a curiosity about people, or curiosity about someone's health, or curiosity that why do they look at me this way? Do you understand? There's something there that's on the edge or the precipice of wants to be looked at. That makes any sense? Yes, that's okay. So let's just zone in a little bit more. I'm going to just pop in and hear that. Okay, so we're going to take that curiosity. We're going to look at that and say, is that the direction you want me to go? They said yes. They said the outside, the osculation, the outside. So the environment. They want me to look at this environment. And then if we look at the environment, there's something that your body is running from. It's running from. And I says, are you doing it towards and away from? They go, no, it is running. I said, is this a physiology? Yes. I said, whereabouts? About 6 years old. Running because you made a choice that you knew was right for you, but wrong because something about your family said it was wrong. Okay. And so I'm looking and running. So I'm like, okay, what is running? Meaning which meridian is the physiology doing every single day that you've memorized yourself in that way? And they said the nerves was on auto response, and it has to do with compulsion. I said, okay, so this is where I want you to, I don't think I have my sheets here. It's a new tool. I got no word for it. I I know how to use it. I just don't know how to. So, um, just kind of look at something where, like, I lost something, and my body was going into the physiology of, and then it had to go search, 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 endless search, right? I said, wait, this is physiology. And they go, yes. I said, oh, okay, something's lost, something's lost. And so Spirit then says, work on the physiology that's creating and matching that. So is there something going on in your space where you're trying to look for something, or you're, um, curious about something, and yet there's something that's just imbalanced. Okay, you with me so far? I know the delay is terrible. Talking about delays, we were at the gather round in Adelaide, and the outside is in a good experience, but it was so rainy, hardly anybody was there. So, but they got a big jumbotron, and you can hang out with people, and so we hung out and tried our best not to get wet. But it was fun. It was a good experience. And it was weird because you could hear the stadium, the oval, the people that are in it playing the game. And we're watching on the Jumbotron, which is seconds, and so you can see the delay. We would hear the crowd, and we would be looking at the screen, and there's no roaring yet, and all of a sudden you hear the roaring from the Jumbotron, and you're like, oh, there is a delay, which was kind of cool. So what I'm looking at is this compulsion, and I don't know if she's able to. Okay, you know what? I might upgrade this myself, but I don't know. I don't want to put her in the spot. Are you able to come on, Miss Sunshine? Are you able to come on? If not, that's no big deal. It's no big deal. It's no big deal if you can't. So because the delay is so bad, it's like, well, yes, okay. I'm just gonna go do that. It just makes it easier. I just need to go and get to the right screen and remember where they moved everything. Oh. And go over to, well, that's weird. I know you wrote me just recently. There you are. It's not that far behind. Okay. Again, this tool has come through. I know I'm experimenting with it, so apparently we're going to be using it on her. It's a pattern that you wouldn't do it just once. You can do it once. I'll explain when she's here because I'm still experimenting with it. And so because she has been with me for quite a few years, then she can experiment with it and report back to me. And that way we can collect data and grow as a community of medicine women solution method. So I sent her the link, and I know she's getting ready to come in and to come on. That's great. And that is good. Anyway, Davin, I will give you some extra minutes because I haven't seen you in a long time, and I'm being very generous today. So even though you paid for, a few minutes, I'll give you a few extra minutes. Why? Because you're Davin. I haven't talked to you in a while. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Do you want more coffee? No, I'm good. I'm good. It's a little strong. I wouldn't mind a little, what do you call it? Maybe a little bit more milk, but then again, I also need a little bit more warmth because it's freaking cold in here. I'm starting to prepare for winter. I just forgot to plug in my heater. And I'm not going to do it now. I'll just sit in the cold. Yeah. So if you want to come in here and add a little milk and a little bit of hot water. Hit this one. Hi. Hi. Oh, can't hear you, babe. Don't know if it's your end or my end, but we'll find out. I did not check. It could be my end, but my mic's on. My speaker looks like it's on. No, can't hear you now. You're unmuted on my end. Oh, gonna have to. We haven't had this issue in a while. Yeah. So, Ayme, if you'd like to come get my cup, that's awesome. Add a little bit of milk, add a little bit of hot water. That would be great. I'll just set that there. Oh, I even ranged it so I have another
Hear me
desk.
now?
Yes, I hear you. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Hi, how are
The
you?
hurdles.
They are hurdles. They're a little bit of contrast here and there. It makes life fun and exciting.
Okay, what you are picking up on is because the, I don't know, couple days I've been feeling like I need to heal something. I need to
Okay.
heal something. Then I had the mindset, I woke up with this epiphany this morning. I've had the mindset that I'm not whole. And I'm
Okay.
what am I doing? What do you mean I'm not? And then so a person that lives in my household does some things and I'm like, why? Huh? And I'm just like that's their path, not my path, right?
Right, right.
Totally forgetting about the mirrors.
Oh, I get what you mean now. Yes.
So then I'm like, what the heck? But I woke up, like I shifted. I don't know what, and that's the only thing that I had that thought yesterday. But this morning I woke up feeling totally different.
Okay.
And then with my awareness, wait a minute, those are mirrors. Wait a minute, but I'm not angry. Wait a minute. What?
Okay,
Okay.
I really do believe that we're the shift of the planet and the shift of the things, and this is where I was hoping there'd be enough of a mirror effect that people would, like we could hold our space and we wouldn't have to use that empathy. Thanks. Can you just plug that in? Ames? Oh, she can't hear me. I'll have to wait until she can hear me. Yeah, there she goes. She can hear me through the media, but she can't hear me and she's standing right there. That's hilarious. Um, but anyway, that doesn't go that far. So that just pull that closer and plug it in. Take my sweater off.
So
Yeah.
that was, and then when I came downstairs, I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll have to go on my phone and not the computer. So I went to turn on the computer and it says restarting. Hold on, do not turn on. And I'm like, oh no, my computer's not gonna let me. And I'm like, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then the computer came on.
Very good. And then we made something. Now I'm watching and she's helping, right? I didn't
Yeah.
realize that it was plugged. Just make sure the cord don't touch the heater. Pull it over closer so that I can control it. The weird part is I did not think I had it prepared, but I had it prepared. I didn't need her at all. But because I forgot that it was already, thank you. I was already plugged in. So you're all
And for
connected.
me, it's a distraction. I'm on this path, but there's a distraction. So why
Ah,
is there distraction when I am trying to talk to you?
it's not just that distraction. You can't live your best life if the mirrors are distracting.
Ooh, I just got chills.
And see, there's nothing wrong. Everything's great. But if our inner world's creating our outer world, and then we have the mirrors of their inner world creates our outer world, and then we mirror back, and what are we reading? And for some reason, I cannot keep my bra up on my bra strap up on my, shoulder. And I'm watching this slide off every 2 seconds. And I'm thinking, okay, so to keep something in place or an annoying effect, so the outside is okay. So that's what we have to do. Like, but it's not just distracting. Why do you need the distracting? There we go. So, like I said, the osculation, the outside is carrying more of a deficiency, and so it's creating the nocebo effect. It's getting our attention, but we forget. This is what was happening like yesterday. I'm like to be happy. I choose, just like you know, happiness. It's a choice. And the weird part was I felt like I've been grumpy all weekend, like going back to when I was a little girl, going 24/7 of I'm looking. I hope to God that's not what's coming out. And then I'm looking at the weather and I'm looking at other energies and I'm looking at the mirror effect. I'm like, so it's picking up, not that you have to heal something. I hear a voice. I swear to God, now I have to pay attention. I know it's not in my head. I think it's in real life. I think it's outside because I don't think it's any of these. I got,
That is
okay,
at
so
work. I've been hearing voices. You know when how you're in one room and like the heating vent, someone will be talking and you'll be in
yes,
the other room and you can
yes,
hear and it's like an echo thing. That's been
yes.
happening at work. And I got
Okay,
one of
so
my coworkers to hear. They're like, "Yeah, we could not figure out where it's coming from. Even though we're in a little strip mall." I said it has to be coming from one. I don't know if they're in the bathroom, if they're in an office. It has to be a vent or something because the
right,
roof is
right,
shared. Because and then you just hear like two people talking, and it sounds
right.
like two
And it's
female,
annoying because
and
it's
it's
like
just and every once in a while
yeah,
you'll get hey, or but you can't make out any wordage.
exactly, exactly. I can't. Okay, so we have all this going on. Okay, good. We picked this up. Now it's really weird. I just got like the lymphatic part here starting to clog up. Yeah, it's like I can hear a whisper of somebody having a conversation. So it's going to pull me. Now the question is, my body, I think, is my body annoyed? Yes. So my yes. So I'm picking you up without. Okay, so I'm mirroring back what her body's doing so we can really depict. This is why I asked her to come on. She paid, but I'm giving her this bonus because Spirit says we can really learn this. We can learn something from it. And so, yeah, I literally hear a conversation, which is not really supposed to be taking my attention, but you know that doesn't need to be in your environment. And you can focus, but it will draw you. Like I said, my whole lymphatic side, my left side, I don't know which side will be you, but I feel like this whole part of my lymphatics is like what's it doing? It's picking up the osculation. So you're going into a physiology. So like I said, there's a new healing tool coming through, and I've been finding things. But I've been finding how it works, and I don't have a word for it yet. It's simple as you wouldn't believe. Wow. Okay, so you can't find where this noise is coming from. Like I said, it's about so far it's about lost things. I can't find my birth certificate and all of this. And so I did the procedure. And then as I let it go, you let it go. That's the process. You let it go. After you do the thing, you let it go and you pay attention if anything changes, like the words or the agitation from whatever it is. And so several times I couldn't find this, I couldn't find that. And I could feel the physiology. It was not a big deal, but I know that I believe it affects the lymphatics. Not just that you have an aggravation and there's stuff on the outside, but because you do the physiology long enough, the body becomes congested because it becomes an issue. Instead of a contrast to look and find and be, it becomes it becomes a more of a toxic thing for the body. Does that make sense? Even though it's not bad or wrong, it's just okay. So you've picked up um, how your environment did it. So I have picked up about having to behave when I lose something, or because I can't ever find it, I have to pick up that and act out that physiology. And it was weird because I'm like, oh my God, it went back to when I was 3. I could totally see how my mother would be that. And this went back to my grandma. My grandma even period. She goes, "You remember me?" And I'm like, "Oh, Drusilla, yes, my grandma." You know, and you don't have to overthink it. You don't overthink it. You can feel the connection. Like I've seen this behavior before, but I picked up the body's physiology that I don't have to think about it. I don't have to perfect it. I just have to, that's me. It's like picking up saying, oh, I like that color, I'll wear that. Here's a behavior. Here's this, here's that. But we pick up the environment. This is like the epigenetics. And so what I'm feeling for you is that you're supposed to have this compulsion to, okay, maybe I'm supposed to be annoyed, or maybe I'm supposed to not find the answer. Do you understand? It's like an agitation.
Yes, but
Oh,
I
you
feel
froze.
like,
Oh, there you are.
sorry,
Go
am
ahead.
I okay now?
Yeah.
I feel that I've learned this lesson and I'm just getting little like the only thing that's coming to my mind is like a paper plane. You make a paper airplane and you just throw it and it just goes by whew, real fast. It's
Right.
just,
Okay.
yeah, just a little thought that comes in that says,
Gotcha. Got
oh,
you.
you should be acting this way or you should be acting that way. And I'm like, no, wait a minute. I've already done that lesson. I don't want that page anymore. And then type of thing. And
Okay.
since I am not working at the hotel anymore, my left leg hasn't hurt. So now I have a discomfort on my right side. It's
Oh,
kind of in my hip and moving forward,
okay. You have
moving
hit
forward.
you. Okay. So, this new healing tool, I couldn't find it. I used it, let it go. And then as I'm getting ready for bed, Spirit says, do you remember the pink folder that you got all right and ready to take to when you went to give immigration office? It's in there. I looked through it. I couldn't see it. And so then I dumped all the papers out, and there it is. Well, I came across, I think it was this one. And in the pink folder was, I got a whole bunch of mock ups of things that I've created throughout the years. And I forgot I had created this. It says, uh, so if I look, okay, so feeling that effect of your success, you feel doubt, self-doubt, low self-worth, and poor self-concept. That's not you, but it was a memorized physiology. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that goes back to that old saying, oh my gosh, everything's going good. I'm waiting for the shoe to
Oh,
drop.
gotcha. So write down feeling self-doubt, low self-worth, and poor self-esteem, or self-concept, I mean. And then I'm going to find that other thing I wrote down. Um, okay, so where would be hers? Literally, the woman outside is now getting closer to my door. I can hear that conversation. So we're already solving it. There's a woman outside not close to my door, but she's talking super loud, giving somebody instructions about something outside. And so we're getting closer to this. I can't remember exactly. Okay, I don't remember exactly, but Spirit is now helping me remember that it had to do with I had to get sick in order to change the experience or how other people react. So I couldn't change it. So I end up changing me by getting sick.
Yes, I
Okay.
used to do that.
Okay. That is still an imprint. Okay. So I'm going to look. Now, have you learned from it? You healed from it? Yes. But is it tied to a frequency? And that frequency is what's going on with the potential hydrogen, or I should say, also the physiology. So the body's just has memorized itself since you're about 6 years old, memorized itself that you are supposed to be that. You're supposed to get sick because you can't change something or something is annoying. And so your body's saying this response. Now, she learned quite a few years ago. I don't think,
Oh,
oh, go ahead.
so this happened at work the other day. I walked into work and there was a perfume chemical smell.
Ooh.
And when I, in the past, when I'd be around perfume or chemical smell, I would have a reaction, almost like an asthmatic reaction, and
Yep,
then
yep.
I would get bronchitis for like 3 weeks.
Okay, okay, okay. This is, oh, I'm getting chills. So yeah, this is totally relating to that. Okay. Oh my God, a
So
lot of good chills.
I was walking around and everything, but it has been years and I have not had an asthma attack. I had this guided meditation
Mhm.
and we figured out the perfume, da 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 da, and then I changed my mindset because when I would smell the perfume, I would say to myself, I'm going to be sick.
Right, right, right. And you're like,
Cancel,
that flippant language needs to be done.
cancel, clear,
Good.
delete. Now, when I smell it, this is not for me. The wind is going to take it away, or the fire is going to extinguish it, whatever, the
Exactly.
water is going to wash it.
You're
The
participating with that. That's good.
And then, so that happened the other day, and I was like, since I'm at work by myself and the schedule was full, there, and then my other coworkers, they have kids that are in school. There was nobody to come. And I was like, I got this. I put water on my face. I washed the floor and the tables down because I can't figure out where this smell is coming from. I mean, I was getting nauseous, like I was going to get sick. If I had been anywhere else, I would have went home and went to bed, and I would have been sick the whole day.
Right. That's the compulsion. That's the compulsion to follow
Yes,
that. Like yesterday, I haven't been sick in years. You know, the throwing up, the sweat, all that. I haven't done that for years. But yesterday, oh my God, it was coming on. I could feel, I'm like, yeah, I don't know what this is, but that's not me. And I didn't follow it. So I like the fact you're not following it, but you're going to solve it. Thank you, Spirit, right? So this goes back into also the same thing. Now, you're going to need to do this. So we have a basis. The basis is, um, you've learned this lesson. You don't need to do it again, but yet you can feel these distractions. Okay, so that's the best way we can describe it. And you know the sensation, you know the feeling, and you're like, but I don't have to believe my own BS. I don't have to. So with that, you are going to go. Now the sing points is let me see if I can get the right correct because I was looking it up and then it didn't show up correctly. So you always put a sing point with an SP, so the source point, and it will be the same meridian, but it's two different points, but with the basis of what you're feeling, what you're noticing, the physiology, wanting to become sick, wanting to, and you're like,
escape.
oh, I like that. Let me write that down. Escape. Because, yeah, because you don't want to go there. You don't need to repeat it. And you're like, and that's why I said the run, you're running from. Okay. So it's not necessarily scared. So you're like, no, I'm not going to have to go this way. Compulsion is you're supposed to. You're like, no. So we have the word compulsion. So we have a particular experience. We have the word compulsion, and it's connected to the sing points. Now, what's funny is that just because I'm trying to get it pulled up, and all right, so I want to demonstrate to you what it looks like, but I'm just going to draw it. It makes it easier. So it looks like about the size of a grain of rice. You will do left or right. No, you'll do both. You'll do both. So I can't draw it on my other hand, but
Oh yeah,
you
I
see
remember
it?
doing that. Yes.
Okay, good, good, good. So that point right there. So it's a grain of salt. It's just next to the nail bed for anybody else that's looking. So it's on the thumbs. And so you're going to do 20 times. Now, you really, because of it's a sing point, you'd want like not a pen, but a little pointer or even your fingernail if it's strong enough. And you're going to do 20 times. And so you're going to go real fast. And you're going to think, feel it, compulsion. And just say physiology because it helps with the intention. Okay. So you're going to just get in there and about 20 times, and then you're going to do the other side about 20 times. And then you're going to go to the hand because it's a source point. And usually so far, unless they tell me it's different, it's usually always the right hand only. And because it's a lung point, you're going to go to where number 1 is, and you're just going to start using your magnet, 24, and then you're going to deeply rub 30 times on there. Now I'm going to ask, does she need to do the left side? No, not in this case. So you would be the sing points and this point. So right now, this is the bases. We know this. Like it's just easier if I said you lost something. So you can feel in your head you lost something. So then you would do, and yours is the lung right now, and you tap, tap, tap both sides, and then you would do the magnet and then pulsely rub. And then you're not going to feel like anything's happened. You won't feel like it's really changed. But how I found it changed is that the statement would change. Not necessarily.
My body's got chills and I'm yawning and
okay, good. This is why I think I'm just
moving all kinds of stuff. And then I just got hot.
Okay, yeah, hormone changes. That's good. Okay, now it's also, and the other thing is that because I lost something, it was like almost immediate I could find it without looking.
Okay, what I lost was me. I wasn't in the present moment, and I was trying to escape the environment. Yes. And even when I was 6 years old, I was trying to escape the environment because of the adults fighting.
Yes, exactly. But feel like, so physiology, to help you guys understand what I'm referring to, is not just how everything runs, but if you get scared, your heart's going to race, the breathing's going to change, your temperature is going to, everything is getting prepared to stress you to survive. But it's not always have to be a stress, a physiology response. I lost something. Oh, this doesn't feel right. Like she said, I know I've healed this. And it's not that she didn't heal it, but the physiology. There's so many layers of who we are. But like she said she was working at the other place, her knee would hurt. Now she's over here. That no, oh, what? And we could just metaphysically say it's this. But what I've been noticing from what's the energy of the planet has lifted is, why do we have to do memorized physiology responses that we learned as we were kids? That's it. Yeah, like that's it. And so now you could do this again later, because you may feel that feeling again, depending on how many times it was exposed. You would go back to I feel like your story. Okay, now this is connected to a story. So you then will go back to the same points and do the same thing with your right. You'll start to notice that you're thinking that they're not connected, but they're so connected. Okay. Somebody's response, your response. I wanted to, and then you're going to go back. So for me, it was like, I just went back into being a little kid going, as long as I looked bad, they'd leave me alone. Right. So there, you're tapping into something that's, again, I haven't found words for it. So mine was been the spleen. And so I did it like, okay, this is a different issue. No, go back here and do this. I said, what are we doing? We're doing stories. But they're all different. Yeah, but they're all connected by this point. What? And so you may find later that you feel good, but then all of a sudden you'll like lost something, or something strange will occur. Mm-hmm. Go back to your lung point. Go back to doing what I just showed you. Yeah. And even if you don't feel it, do it again, just so that you can start to open up that meridian.
So we're going to listen and seek for the story.
Yeah. You're just going to be very, thank you, Spirit. Show me where it is. And as you are Spirit will go, oh, you're going into alive. It will be so subtle sometimes. And you're going to go, what? Oh, okay. But I've only been, like I said, this has only come through in the last 3 or 4 days, but it's been very consistent with me. And I just finally now shared it with my, crew in the house, but I haven't worked with it yet with anybody but me. So you're my first. Thanks.
And I've been that member. I've been the first on new things for a while.
Yes, I remember looking back at an old video, and I said, "Oh my God, this has just come through," and I used it on you, and you're like, "Oh." So we have this bond that we don't even realize that we have, but we do know. So now I can't really test this. We want to say, oh yeah, she can dramatically tell you the before and after. I'm not going to feed her words or any of that. But if I said to you to look at yourself right now, that sensation, that story, does it have a hold on you?
No.
No, that's one way to measure it. Something you were so certain. And you can literally feel, if you pay attention, you're going to literally feel you go from, like, say, this trajectory of this timeline, all of a sudden you'll feel this like a collapse. And then you're like, oh, and then all of a sudden you begin to notice that the field has lined you up in a different alignment. That quick, but that subtle that you're like, thank you, Spirit. It's not about luck. It's about vibrational, healthy alignment. So I feel in a way we've trying to change the frequency, or we change the way you were collapsing the memoration of what you knew as a kid. We changed that collapse, put it back into the wave field so that you could show up differently. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you helped me connect the dots.
Yes. Okay, good. Good. Because if you energetically look at her, it didn't really change much. Not this aura and the meat suit. It was the alignment, I think, with the relationship with the quantum field, not the scalar field, the quantum field.
I always notice like the next day, like when I wake up and, oh, I do feel different. And, and then go, what did I do yesterday?
But but again, your story is going to be, I don't know how it's all connected or related, but just being aware that, hey, I'm not happy, or ooh, that's changed, or somebody else's response is different to you. Oh, dee 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 dee. Rub, 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 rub. Even if you don't understand it, you don't have to. There's not a problem. It's just that you're recalibrating the new path that you're on, is my understanding.
Yeah, because this is the first time I've been this version of myself in this moment.
Yes, yes, yes. I love that. But that's what's happening. That's what I feel. And, so thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you very much.
I love working with you.
Yes, thank you.
That's probably why you're the white sunflower. She's not the yellow
sunflower.
sunflower. She's the white sunflower. The moment I met her, I kept seeing this white sunflower, and I'm thinking, oh, there's no such thing as a white sunflower in my parameter. And then one day I get on, and it was, this is, and there is such thing as a white sunflower. And then
I got some to plant in my garden this year, so.
Oh my God, I can't wait for pictures.
I know. They take like 90 days after you plant them, so 3 months.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm willing to wait to see it, because that's usually about the accumulation of healing that person needs anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, but no. Yes, you are the white sunflower to me anyway. On the soul level, you are it. You have and always will be.
Thank you.
Joy, joy, joy. You'd say it'd be
Yes.
joy, but sunflowers are joy.
Yes, I'm sunshine.
Yes,
Sunshine.
yes.
I got a
Exactly.
sunshine
I see
and
it.
I got joy.
Yes. Thank you so much, hon. Oh, I love it.
Sunflower.
I used to have, I used to collect the smiles, and I used to have those type. Oh, you got it. I love that.
It's like,
I love that.
I don't know if I think it had a sticker so you could put it in your car. So
Oh, yeah. Bobblehead.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I used to have little smiley flowers, crocheted or plastic, and I used to stick them out everywhere. So when I would come around the corner, and they'd be like, hello.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. You're welcome. We will see you hopefully tomorrow in travel. And if not,
Okay.
I know you're there in spirit. But I'm so happy that you're everything is now just coming up. Sunshine flowers.
Yes.
I want to say roses, but
Yes.
we know what flower she is. All right. Thank you so much, hon. We'll talk to you later. Okay. All right, bye. I think that was wonderful. I think that was important that we got to grow and experience this. Thank you so much for being here and sharing that. If you're here, give me a like, a thumbs up, give me a shout out and a share. Find somebody that wants to do things. Miss Davin. Now, Davin, what do you want to talk about, hon? We're going to honor this, and we'll bring on Ayme in a little bit. I'll bring Ayme on in a little bit, so hopefully she's getting camera ready. She looked pretty good when she came into the room, but, you know, camera ready. I sent it with, oh, good. I will open it up and look right now. Oh, she's wonderfully prepared. That's good. Now I just got to get myself in the alignment. Okay. I'm just going to, if I can say this out loud, give me permission, because I like to keep people, respect for people's here. Oh, that's a very good question. Oh, and the body's responding. Yes. Okay. So, Davin, if you want me to share this out loud so that you, and so it's not so cryptic, that's up to you. We will go in that fashion. So there is a delay, so I'll just look over it in a minute. Hi, if you're new in the room, you can get a free reading. Okay. So Davin asked, she says, can I ask why I can't seem to find joy in anything? So in her mind, she's like, I can't seem to find joy in anything, or I get bored really easy. Now, I'm going to just find out something here. They're pointing to the word parents. So monkey see, monkey do. Is there any parent that displays that? Oh, you're getting it on repeat. Interesting. They say there's a lot of people in the room. Say hi to me. I see 2 TikToks. I don't know if that's a line about the how many people in the room. But yes, if you'd like a free reading, I will give you one. Just have to give me permission. So Davin, again, I'm looking at this as your parent, one of your parents. Have they, do they display that? Now, I'm also going to look because, are you on the spectrum? Is that what they said? Hi, if you're new here, I'll give you a free reading. Thank you. Now, as far as your makeup, so I'm looking at the makeup of the way your brain functions, the way that your body functions. I said, is this yours and yours alone? They go, no. You witnessed other people living this way. Now, I don't know who it is. I have been tested, but never told, and I have, and I don't label myself. Okay, I don't think you are. It's just that you look at the world with a different perspective, which is good. But I believe no matter who or what you are, okay, you're learning to be you, which is awesome, Davin. But at the same time, you experience like every other human does, and that is they will pick up the environment of this is how you're supposed to behave. And one of the things that I see here is your parents behaved is that they can't seem to find joy in anything. It's like they're afraid to find joy in anything. Now, you're not afraid to do it. They are like afraid for you, which is their fear. And you are like, yeah, but I can do these things. I can do this. It's like they don't believe that you can. I think that this was just something that they did. And because of this, your body's picking up this behavior that says, I'm supposed to feel this way. I'm supposed to get bored easily. Now, if I go a little bit more, I could say, okay, I'm looking at the liver meridian, and its body, it says I'm supposed to lack, let's see here. I'm supposed to lack power. I'm supposed to. That's the key word. I'm supposed to lack power. I guess it's because of my health issues they know about. Okay, but you will always pick up about how other people behave when you're little, and you will physiology feel that this is how you're supposed to be as a human. If you can relate to that, then you'll understand that the body then says, this is who I am. I'm conditioned. Now, I know that we have you do you have anxiety too, or did? I'm looking at the word anxiety, and I'm looking at helplessness. Now, I'm looking and saying, is that learned? No, this is mimicked. This is physiology. So I'm looking at the parents, or parent, one or two, both. Okay, parents, their physiology, that if they're supposed to have anxiety, you're conditioned to believe you have to too. I think because I feel weird in crowds or just get a bit clumsy for some reason in them. Okay, but you're learning yourself. So to help you relate to what I'm saying is that I would like you to notice do you know what the emotion dread is? You know the emotion dread. And the reason I ask is because I want to teach a series on something that's very, very specific, and that's emotions. Okay. So if I said you're in your mind, you're like, yeah, I kind of know. So that directs you into understanding that you're knowing this is how I define it. This is how I've learned how my parents define it. But if I said it's an anticipation, dread, an anticipation with great apprehension or fear. So I dread doing this. I dread this. I dread. Okay. But you know the feeling of dread. You know the sensation of dread because this is part of what you picked up in the environment. This was the kind of language that I see. Okay. Now, when I look at the Davin, that if you didn't have that dread, then it's like, yes, I still feel like I'm deficient. And I said, why? Because this is how my parents felt. Is it the way they saw you? No, it's the way they felt. So if your parents begin to feel deficient, well, that's weird. If your parents felt deficiency, you're conditioned to pick up and be that as well. Does that make sense? It says, I am not liking being in the college program. Though I'm getting paid. Okay, if I said, Davin, is that really how you feel? It is no. I picked that up around 3 years old. I believe that's how I'm supposed to feel about working outside the house, being and not get to. So, did your parents complain about, oh, I'm so tired of working, I don't get any joy? That's usually the common way we talk in America, or as humans, we're supposed to dread it and live I don't want to be 9 to 5. I want to live for the weekend, or, I'm supposed to, and my mother had an apprehension, the dread of going to work. And so I had dread, and I'm like, why? Because I'm leaving the house? Why? So knowing that you says, I'm not liking being in the college program. She's a travel nurse. Okay. But if the talk, the language, and the feel is that she says she loves her job, but what does she feel? So I had made a video of reading a book with different characters and voices, and for my children, because I was going away. And as I'm reading to them and taking pictures of them and all this, you didn't see me, but you heard me. And it was focusing on the kids. And instead of focusing on me reading to them, but I watched my kids' reactions. I see that they were stressed because I thought I was hiding my stress, and I wasn't. It came through to my vocals. It came through to my tone. And we have gestures and tone that speak louder than words. And so my kids only remember a stressed mom. Sometimes she'll say that she doesn't want to go anywhere since she just got home, even though I'm like, yes, yes. So your word until the next time we meet, which could be next week, is to understand that dread is a feeling, is an emotion. It's a demonstration. You know this. Now, what you're going to do is once you can get your a handle on what dread is, and where would you like them to go for dread? Oh, you have anguish, but do you want her to go there? No, you want her. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your left wrist, because there's a little bit more in depth here of what's going on. Okay. And you're going to take your left wrist and we're going to go down, follow the thumb, 1, 2, put your thumb on the soft, not deep, soft, finger in the palm, safety, security, and stability, and put this on the forehead and drop your finger so it's touched here in the forehead. And I want you to just feel, I want you to take those words that you heard about your mother, how she talks. I want you to feel with the tone. I want you to hear the tone, but I want you to feel the tone. I want you, words and expressions express. And I want you to feel that there's a dread. Your word is dread. I want you to look and understand this about how other people dread. And I want you to notice how, oh, I'm supposed to look forward to this and with dread. No, you're not. But your physiology is saying that's what you're supposed to do to answer your question. Now, because of that dread, that all the time becomes your temperament, becomes who you are, you can change that. You have to focus with, especially with the healing tool, on finding it, measuring it, and releasing it, because it's so deep and on so many levels, if that makes sense. Okay. And because the way that it's affecting, it is in the glands. It's in your lymphatic glands. You said, I also have a swelling in my mouth that isn't growing or painful. It's just I still got swelling in my, then you got swelling in your bunion, which is your foot from surgery. That's been there. Oh, wow. Okay, so let me look at the electromagnetics on that. And that somehow is connected also to the feeling of dread, because the chemical peptides are showing up in, I don't want to say the weakest, but it is the most vulnerable, the most easiest place to go. Like when you're playing games, you don't go to the hard spot. You just go where it's easy to go through there, and then you can get in, right? Well, the chemical peptides from the dread are going to land up in those areas. But you had surgery, so you cut through the skin, and you cut through. That changes electromagnetic. Now, I'm just looking, where would you like them to go as far as to help with that? It's the spleen, the fear of missing out. You dreaded and feared missing out. That kind of became a habit, and it seemed to be dominating your world. So what we're going to do, okay, for that, is that I want you to take and look at, I don't know if that's dark enough, though. It might be. You're going to go to both feet. You're going to start with your left. You're going to take and look at your foot. Okay, so your foot's like this, right? You're going to look for that big toe, and it'll be on the inside of the leg. Okay, so it's a big toe. So you're going to go right there. Now it's going to be the size of a grain of rice, right next to, right at the even level with your nail bed on your big toe. You're going to tap 20 times. Okay. And then you're going to do the right foot, left foot, right foot. Then you're going to get your magnet. Now they're saying they want you to do the magnet on just the right side. So go to your right leg, same toe, but this time it's, where the bunion is. You're going to use something is calling. We're going to cancel that. Not even my phone. I mean, it's a phone, but there we go. Okay. Right foot, inside big toe. See what the bunion is. And that's the point right there. That's the point right there. You're going to use your magnet or your hand. Do it 12 times, 24 in total. 12, 1, 1, 2, 2, or go 1, 2. Make sure you flip. Do it 24 times. Push in and deeply rub. Now, if the swelling is too much, that's fine. You don't have to go too deep, but just enough, okay, in that spot. And you're going to do this like 3 to 4 times. You know, so if you got a couple times before you go to bed and then do the next day, because the body is memorizing itself to be this. So we want to unmemorize that. We want to tell the body that it does not have to use that pattern. Okay. So this is where you would do this. And so does that make sense? Gotcha. Or it's scam. Somebody says the phone was ringing because of, I says it could also be scam. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. Now, to help you really, like I said, to get rid of this dread is, let me see here. I got to get the right glasses because it's definitely going to be L2S. Let me just see if there's any other spot for you because of, wow. And I'm going to ask Ayme to look on her protocol sheet as well. Where is dread related to your protocol sheet, Ayme? Because she's learning how to do the medicine woman solution method. Where is dread for you? Should be gallbladder, but somehow it is not on my sheet, and I don't know what timeline I'm in because dread should be right there. I don't see it. It should be gallbladder. I find that bizarre. So hopefully Ayme will write. So do that a couple times a day before you go to bed. I don't know what time it is over there, and then the next day do it. But pay attention. You have to measure that feeling, that habit, that belief that you have to have it. And if you can measure it and then get it down and then do your homework about it and notice that other people have dread, then you can predict that that's theirs, but I can feel it. I can resonate. This is, and then hold it again. It's 10 p.m. I don't, okay. Do it maybe one more time before you go to bed, but definitely hold. Left wrist, second position, nice and soft. And experience other people's dread, experience your own dread. This is how I'm supposed to talk about going to work. I dread it. That's not meant to be your language. Okay, you can change that. Thor says, even my mom told me last week that she wasn't worth feeling better. Oh my goodness. And she wants her dog up suffer too. I know in her heart something means that her pup, and that's not who. Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, I definitely got the wrong glasses on. That's for sure. Heart doesn't mean. So your mom had lost, was she with her dad, or was your mom and dad together or not? She's definitely having these emotions, or but you're meant to see them. Okay. It's in the kidney. Interesting. Is dread supposed to be found in the gallbladder? It's the new timeline. It is. It's in both. Oh my goodness. That's a different calibration. It must be really heavy on the planet then, for it to say that it needs to appear in both. I'll have to do some investigation. All right. Oops. Anybody else? Like, if you're new here, you can get a free reading. And you just have to tell me what you want. Really? Davin, what do you mean? Her kidney was removed? Okay. You could definitely, wow. Gallbladder. Oh, she had, yeah. Okay, so dread, yes. See, see, normally that'd be bitterness. But sometimes dread and bitterness, they're different. But if they're, I can understand now why they probably put that dread in there. It's not just kidney. Wow. Okay, I'll have to do some deep investigating. So Melania, I can't even read it. Kind of new, kind of new. Oh, here we go. I lost it. Kind of new. Been here long minute. Hey, I will give you a read. Never seen you on. I used to come on twice a week. I just come on once a week. I might come on more. Who knows? Kind of new. Been a long time. So is that Melanie? I'll give you a free read if you'd like, but you got to give me permission. And if you want me to look at something directly, then we can see. So energetically, I don't interfere with space. Your stuff's hanging out there. Your soul talks to me. Your subconscious mind is your body, and it just shows. And so if you want a healing tool with it, depends on what it is. So the first thing that I hear your soul wanting to look at is that it says on the soul's level, do you have people around you that are hysterical a lot? Because I feel like there's a gravitational pull that these people around you need to be hysterical. I mean, they're using very specific words here. Yeah, I definitely got the wrong glasses on, or contacts in. Because I'm looking and there's a certain amount of, this is what you grew up with, this is what you expect. Think about it. Yeah, think about it. So I'll give you a few extra minutes because I like to play, and we can do that. If we were to look up hysterical, okay? Hysterical has this particular energy. It's uncontrollable, extreme emotion. They lose their crap. They're always in a crap show. Or their instant reaction. It could be completely funny. Okay, this is the weird thing. You can have the intensity of screaming or crying. It could be agitation. Okay, but it's there. Does that make sense? Not hysterical. Maybe my sister sometimes, mostly political stuff. Okay, see, you may not remember growing up. Their reactions may seem normal, but it's an emotion that gets intense. And they're showing me that your soul says, oh, I draw this in. So the vibrational match is that you draw these people in. And I'm like, okay, give me more. And they said, this is how I felt when I was growing up. I said, they're showing me an engram, meaning sometimes you could have been unconscious, you could be in a coma, you could be, or sleep. So there's a stage that you were in when somebody, give me a time, about 3 years old. So you're about your 3-year-old self. So you probably were taking a nap. And somebody was hysterical. So you were in a more of a hypnagogic state, meaning your body may not have been fully aware, but your soul was definitely aware. And it had picked up that when some people are hysterical, then there's this habit that you have to feel timid, like you got to back down. So if somebody is being intense, you're supposed to give an auto response of not arguing back or to argue. They're showing me that this, as soon as somebody starts to exhibit this intense, your body says, I become uncomfortable. And it says, I'm incompatible. That's not me. I don't want this. But that rejection started off around 3 years old. But it was how, not you, but how someone in your space. So you could be, let's say your mother going, I reject this, and then went hysterical. That energy you observed. You kept observing. That's why I have my glass on. You observed as a child that this is how I'm supposed to respond when people act like that. And it's in that response that I can see that. Yes. Okay. So remember, everything's energy. And so I'm looking at this, and I don't know how old you are, but you're like, I'm so over this. But you look it out going, well, this is reality. But you got to understand, you can change the energy, the frequency, the magnetic pull that says, I don't really need this. So I said to you, yeah, so I'm looking at how the body's physiology is saying this. So we're going to have you do what's called large intestine, okay? So I'm going to draw it on my finger because I don't have any points here. So can you see that this is so your pointer fingers represents the large intestine meridian. It represents the organ, but it's a meridian. Remember me, the picture, lady frequency photos. Not coming back to me yet, but let's look at this. So see that? You're going to do both sides. You're going to do either with a fingernail or some pokey object, and you're going to go 20 times real fast. But you're going to focus on this. People have to show up to me this way, and I'm supposed to respond this way. You're just going to go, oh, God, this story. So you're going to really tap 20 times, and then you're going to go 20 times on this side. But you have to also then, let me see, where do I want to, you're not pregnant or anything, are you? This isn't about being psychic. This is about reasons that this is not meant to touch. Okay, so I just have to make sure that we are in agreement. Because if you're not, doesn't matter whether you can or not, or whatever, long past time. Right. Okay. Yep. Okay. You're gonna follow this finger or these thumb and this finger, bring them together until they meet, and then slide into where the bone is. So you slide in. That's your point. Okay. With that point, you are going to do right hand only, and then you're going to go and use your hand or a real magnet. A real magnet that you can see, like this is a business card magnet, and you will turn it around. See how I did that? So, or you can end up going like this, but you're going to do it 24 times, 12 on each side, right? And then you're going to deeply rub. Okay, you can do that 30 times. So now you've got that, press that down. You're going to repeat this several times a day. Now, if you are aware, then you're going to notice that this is how I know life, and then it'll change because you're changing that frequency of saying that it always has to attract this, do this, be that. Then you'll do it again. You may hear some words change, but it's changing for the better. And the only best way to say this is that I've used it for when I lost something and immediately found something that I would take days, weeks of more frustration, right? And eventually given up. But I don't have to. By changing the physiology, I find things immediately. So with you, you don't have to really be, they can stay hysterical all they want. You just don't have to be affected. They may change that they don't have to be, or the perception or the perspective will change to the point where they may have it with somebody else and they don't have to show up that way. But do that several times a day is what I look at. Now, the other thing that I would say that's the best to do is that your body says it goes into a startle. So you, as you aged, you're like, yeah, I don't get startled anymore. They act that way. I can predict it. I know, right? Mm-hmm. Well, you can turn around and say, instead of my body rejecting it or any of that, you muggles. Okay. You're going to go right wrist. Okay. And in this right wrist, you're going to go down to the second position. So yeah, 1, 2. You're going to go down to the second position. And you're going to place your thumb in that position on that. And you're going to push in, finger in the palm, safety, security, and stability. And you're going to place it here and then drop. And you're going to stay there however long you measure it. So if you're feeling, oh gosh, here they go again, or I can't do this again with them, or no, however it is, you're going to measure that state of, And then you're going to hold and you're going to sit there and don't do it because of this, because of that, because you're not healing. You stop, you feel, be in the real moment of the emotion. Just feel it. This tool will help you process it through. You're going to breathe. You're going to let yourself sweat. You're going to let yourself yawn. You're going to let yourself go, oh, there's a pain. And then you release it. Breathe into it. Just breathe into it. Breathe into it. Okay. And eventually when you measure it again, this number that may have been high is down to like a 3. Stay there until it gets to 0. We want 0. Okay. Even when you think it might be gone, because you haven't done it with me a lot, that just stay there a little extra long so that it can disappear. It's okay. Now you can get this reading and watch it again on YouTube. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe, make a comment, thumbs up. That'd be great. Now I'm going to go over to the next person, and that would be Zale. Zale has not wrote anything particular, so I think it's that TikTok phone. So Zale, if you're here, say hi. You're welcome. Stay healthy, get strong, grow. Oh, Zale's over here. No, I think Zale on that phone. Wherever you are, Zale, say hi. And do you have a particular question? There you are. Do you have any particular question? Do you have a particular way of wanting to heal something? I mean, what would you like? How can I help? Okay, how can I help? And we'll go from there. Thor, it's good to see you, hon. Hmm. We're going to let her, Spirit's choice, we're going to let his soul talk to me. This feels more physical, like I want to burp or I've got something going on inside. So I'm going to look at the physical. Now, physical usually represents there's a spiritual issue and you haven't been able to see it, and emotional, mental, that it creates a physical. So the environment creates the physical. In this case, we're going to look at how other people's souls are showing up to you as deficient. Like maybe that's part of your job, who knows? But there feels deficient. But there's a certain amount of distrust. So I feel like it's old job, new job. I don't know what kind of new job. I've been coughing up mucus. Okay. Somehow it's related to this. So, oh God, it makes me want to believe. So I feel like old job, new job. So you used to work with, or maybe you still do, older people that are dying or in nursing homes and things like that. Is that correct? Just want to make sure. I can't even keep my eyes open. I mean, literally, my eyes want to, when I don't need to. And in the body saying, you have to believe me. You have to believe me. There's something wrong. Okay, I do home health. Okay, so that home health. Okay, so you are you still going to school? Are you still going to school for massage, or I see a new career. That's what I'm looking at. So okay, so we have old school versus new school. Old school was, I am really good at my job because I can relate and anticipate their needs. So Zale, if I was sick, I'd want you by my side because you would see, you would hear, you would feel before I understood. Okay. And so your body is saying, this is how I was trained. This does not need to be in my new world. Your new world is meant to be able to eyeball, feel, and understand, not at the death level, but at the level to which you're choosing to help someone heal. So if you're doing massage, you're going to, let's say you specialized in lymphatics or something. Then all of a sudden you're going to train yourself into not at the death moments like home health care or this type of care, but you have to retrain yourself of not just the knowledge, but to anticipate that, oh, I understand the lymphatic system. Like I know the termini need to be open. I know that, we have to go and we have to encourage it to move, like here on the inside and here, you got to encourage it. So you learn to open. So you're meant to train yourself, not with old ways of how people are dying and how to anticipate and take care of them, but in your new career, you're going to go, they're not dying, they're living. So where is it congested? Change the energy or the questioning, because your knowledge is saying, the muscle is tight because it's probably in the hip, or the hip's tight because of the calf. Do you understand the relationships? I don't know how far along you are in your massage school, but you have reciprocals in some schools that teach reciprocals, if you know what I'm talking about. So it's important to know that the mindset, the old mindset, it's going to interfere with your new learning, because there's theory, there's practice, and then there's what they call mistakes. And mistakes is where you're going to learn the most, because it's not bad. It's about contrast. And we were talking about contrast in the beginning of the show, meaning you're going to refine and hit the bumpers, or hit the, oh, I made a mistake. No, don't think that way. Just say, oh, I'm supposed to recalibrate and look this way. Oh, I'm supposed to so your old way of thinking is not meant to bring in, to anticipate how you're going to do this wonderful new job. And you're going to use your gift of awareness in a completely different manner. Does that make sense? Why are you counting? Trying to get people's, oh, that's what you're doing. Okay, wonderful. So what you're supposed to do now, I'm asking, so what do you want him to do? They want him to stop gaslighting yourself that the new job you're doing, the massage school that you're doing, stop criticizing yourself, stop judging yourself, stop comparing yourself. Bring yourself from the past, or bring yourself into, I have such an amazing gift of awareness to anticipate people and to help them, and they love the care I give. Well, now you can go, I look at a body and I can anticipate this, and I can see, and so by knowledge, I can then move into the energy fields, and then whatever else you're learning. I'm not sure which school you're learning with. Maybe you're learning Reiki along with it. And you're like, you stop criticizing, but get into, yes, recalibrating. Yes. So I said, is there anything specific if you were going to heal? And they said, yes, the temptation to be so mean to myself. I need my father's voice in my head. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You were a child. You were hurt. Do you understand? But no, you don't. Okay. So you can go left wrist. And as you go left wrist, second position, nice and deep, you are going to sit there and focus on the temptation to follow it. The temptation. Yes, I do it on myself. But see, that's what you learn. So you're going to do left wrist, second position, deep, but you're also going to go, oh, how did I know to be so mean? I believe my father that I thought was a god. I didn't realize. So you don't have enough information. He might have been crabby. He might have had a drama, something. But when he says these things to you as a release to cope with whatever hell he went through, you do not have to be a little kid going, he's right. Because he's my dad, he's right. No. He was in a shit show. And that's how he coped. You've been in shit shows, and you may have unleashed, and you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. But you were a child. You were very impressionable. And kids believe that their parents are gods and can't do anything wrong. I'm not trying to say they're bad people. They're human. Left wrist, second position, and you just keep hearing your father. No, your father had a life. He had shit shows, and he processed it out that way, and you believed it, and you're supposed to do this to yourself. No, done. You're done. You're done. No. Release it, measure it, release it. Stay with it. Don't just say because, just say feel, and let it go. Because the knowledge is it's okay to be human, right? But you as a child that didn't have a lot of cognitive skills said, he's right. This is who I am. So I'm a piece of what. No. Now, another thing you can do is you can go to my website, go to the healing tools, and look for thought management. Okay. Go to Medicine Woman's Soultion. That's SOULTION.com. Look under healing tools and look for thought management, and do what I'm suggesting there for your father's voice. Okay. Because you're changing the mindset. You have to change the way you gaslight yourself. So, but you have to heal the temptation, get to the safety point of the temptation to what? The temptation to wanting to do it. And when you get to that peak of you're like, oh, I did it wrong. Oh, stop. Don't go there. Don't go any further. Don't. That's the peak. I want you to feel that. Oh. No, I want you to feel that peak. And then you'll start to change that. Does that make sense? Ah, good to see you again. Okay. Now we are going to just refresh this, and then anybody else, if you're new here and you'd like a reading, let me know. So you are welcome, Zale. You're welcome. We're gonna go get the link. Go get Ayme. Where is the link? Over here? And hit click. Now let's go get Miss Ames. Hopefully she's ready. And here is the paste. There you go. Are you guys enjoying the show today? I like doing them. But I am getting and fixing up my website and writing and getting ready to teach the next. I want to teach the method, the medicine solution method of success in hope therapy in stages this time. And it's going to be completely different than how you learned for those of you. So, if you took the course before, we'll let you know. But if you qualify, you may get a discount. Who knows? Hi.
Hi.
Okay. So good to see you. And if you could just do something for me, I would like you to oh, sure. Yeah, you can go ahead and send me yeah, I'll get you next, Miss Thor. I have to run to the outside for
Okay.
me for a second. So get some cards out. And I'd say give Thor a card. Give anybody else that's here that would like just a card. Maybe it's one or two. I'm going to be so quick. I just have
Yeah, you are. I know that.
Sal might even be back before she even starts. Who knows? I don't know. I can't get out.
Okay. Thor. What is it that Thor needs to know? Well, this is a deck that I created, and that's Thor. Okay. This one is setting boundaries, not letting other people push. Oh, shoot. Let's see. How am I going to do this? I might have to put it in front of my there. Well, okay. Setting boundaries, not letting others push your buttons. So what this is saying is people are pushing your buttons. You keep taking the bait. And Brenda's back.
You keep taking the bait. That might be a clue.
I think so.
Yeah, that might be a clue. So you still want me to, let me know. It'll come through if you want me to do any type of healing. Yeah. Okay, let's get into Miss Ames. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. The other day, we were out, Ellen and I were out cutting down palm branches. And I looked down in the hole that goes into the pool. I don't know what it's called. And there was a dead baby. Yeah. There's a dead baby bird. And I was until I came back in the house and I lost my shit.
Okay.
And it's still.
Okay. So let me just look. So you're attracting this in because there's been some invading energies of feeling timid. They're saying this is about 4.5, 5 years old when I think you found a dead baby cat or you experienced something about life and seeing how fragile it is. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense.
But here's the kicker in the scalar field. Did you experience my husband's experience?
Because he and I talked about it, and he felt the sadness too.
Okay. Now I want you to hold R1S because you, like a TV set, pulled it in. And it's cool with her new feature of her backdrop. She disappears when she holds a point. Yeah. Oh, now she's back. But anyways, what you see in her backdrop, if you happen to watch it, is my pool. Okay, my husband and I's pool. It's our backyard.
It's beautiful back there.
But anyways, focus on. Tell me the number. No, again, it's not words right now, or this is the reason why. I want you to feel the number.
A good
Feel,
8.
okay.
It was above a 10 before.
Okay, so just feel the experience. Now, what you're meant to do is notice how being in close proximity. So you're getting ready to heal stuff from your parents' time because you don't have anybody in your home where you're constantly picking people up. Okay.
Right.
She keeps popping in and out. I think that's a metaphor at some point. So I want you to feel how it is to have a live person, not just feel the body heat and live gestures, but feel how you absorbed it instead of observed it. You connected. Connection's great, but if your body is the only thing connecting and not, and then it hits you right in the heart, and you had when you were little, it hit you in the heart. You've been around parents where they were always sad because it hit it in their heart. So he was able to display for you how your parents and how you're conditioned. Okay. And so what you're revealing to me now is I don't know what to call it, but it's part of the new healing. You're going to go and we're going to work on the spleen. Okay, so we're going to have you stop that number real quick. Go down where your toes are. Find the big toe. I understand why they flag because this is flesh-colored looking thing and looks like I'm doing things with it I shouldn't be. But anyway, this is your big toe.
Right or left or both?
You're going to start with the left, then the right. Oh, see, I did write them on here. I didn't think I did. So you're going to do the spleen, which is the one that's the furthest on the big toe. The other one's liver, but you're doing spleen. You're going to 20 times, and then the other one 20 times. And then you're going to go to the source point. These are sing points. So you don't want to sing the old song. So once you're done with that, go to you want to do both or right? Oops, both or the right. Right only. Then you're going to go to the right foot, and then you're going to use your magnet, and then 24 times, and then deeply rub 30. Okay. Okay.
Ooh.
Ew. Okay.
Oh,
Now,
something really shifted.
okay, let me just check. She need to do it again? No. Now, I want you to go back and measure to me what number it is.
Sounded like a 2.
And what point were you holding?
R1.
So if that is the case, that's about history and territory. I want you to go back to R1S. And and I want you to notice how that story resonated. And then you could feel that energy and how you started to cross the territory. You started to absorb as yours. Why? Because when our auras go in, the energy that makes it go in, or the energy that matches that nocebo effect, you're bringing in. Well, in this case, you brought it across. And the reason you bring it across is because it is what your family would do. They would push it out. It hung out so hard that it was in your territory. Can you feel
so much
that to which is maybe your, like, does your brother do it? Did your parents do it?
I think they all did it.
Okay, so that's what you focus on. And you focus on that. You just came from the temple from Edwin. Oh, okay. Hi. So I was just looking at Autumn's here.
Hi, Autumn.
Mm-hmm. That woman outside again, chatting next to my window. We have voices again. That's funny.
Gosh, she must really be talking loud.
Yeah, it's not a male's voice. It's more of a higher pitch. It sounds like definitely feminine. And I think it's coming in for you because what was the topic with me and Miss April Lynn?
Distraction.
Right. So if you were young, their energy that is doing this was the distraction. Their melancholy, their sadness, because this is how you're supposed to bond, but not absorb. So you've absorbed that this is. That makes any sense.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there's a shift.
Yeah.
So everybody sees that little plant back there. That was gold. That was a fire flame plant, and it got so cold. I think it killed it. Or I just have to wait because we didn't really have a hot summer, so it needs hot in order to bloom. So I'm thinking it may be dormant too, but I don't know. And that little story of that plant was that the plant was about this big, very spindly. There's no trunk, and it hijacked itself to that big palm that you see right over her shoulder, not the one above her head, but the one that's behind her. Now her head's in the way. That one, okay. Just now now she'll cover it back up so you know which one. See, she just covered it back up. Anyways, that one, and that that one was a Mataranka palm, and so it hitched itself. Now that one was a big palm, and then as we're getting it in its new home, my husband built out of rocks and cement a beautiful pot, but it was part of the earth, and so it grew and it kept dying, kept growing and dying, and then it has a nice trunk, and then all of a sudden we didn't really have a good, strong, heated summer, but we also had a very weird winter. And I think it chose to leave. Even though I wanted to see it grow, I have to be okay. Okay. There you go. How you feeling now?
Yeah.
Okay. So throughout the day, you may have to do these points again on your spleen. Okay. But pay attention to the thoughts, pay attention to the familiarity, pay attention to the stories, because there's no problem with witnessing and experiencing, but to have to do the conditioning, to be those stories, that's not something you have to do anymore, from what I understand.
No, we don't.
Okay, well, how do you know this isn't affecting you right now? How about you just didn't talk yourself out of it? How do you know that this is?
Because I wanted to cry when I started talking about it. And now I can visualize seeing the bird, finishing doing what we were doing, and then Ellen dug a hole and I put the bird in the hole and we buried it, and I said, fly free, baby. And I just wanted to burst into tears, and now I can talk about it.
All right, good.
Whereas if I were still holding on to that, I would burst into tears again.
Yeah, now you understand. And when he was talking to me, I go, oh, I'm so sad that it had to transition that way. But I've
Yeah.
seen a bird healthy all of a sudden looked at his partner that was dead and decided, hold on, I'm going to join you, and then just die. It left its little bird body to go into the next phase with the other consciousness. So it's not that I'm heartless. It's just I just
Hmm.
witnessed something that you probably, hopefully, you get to understand, someday that that's what happens. This consciousness is ready. All right, but it's us that have complicated
We put,
emotions.
yeah, we put meaning to something. Like I wonder if we heard it and we didn't go and save it.
Oh, notice the story of hurting yourself.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you were not meant to. You were supposed to witness that part of how it was familiar.
Mhm.
Because again, anything that you're going through right now, you'll attract in because it's unresolved stories from the past, and then you have an opportunity because your soul says, "Can you heal it now?" Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We will see you in tribal tomorrow.
Absolutely.
All right. And for my husband that's watching, yes, she's got the vapors. Next time I'll whip out a sock. All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Okay. So Thor. Um, Let me just go look. And so can I say these words out loud? Okay. So let's have a communication. Now I'm gonna explain to you that there is you're learning to integrate two sides of yourself. Okay. There's two sides of yourself. And the integration process is super important. But at some point, oh, thank you, Joy. At some point, you have to begin to look at what I refer to as the fractured self, the one that says, this is how I grew up as in the negativity. This is how I know and conditioned. This is what reality is. Okay. And the other part that's been doing the healing and growing is more, if I looked and asked, is it masculine or feminine? Okay. And if I said, let me just write this down. They said the masculine side needs the integration. The masculine side is that this is how I am. The feminine side has been flourishing, but the integration is not happening. So, one breath that you are saying thank you, spirit, and then you go over here and I'm the victim, and so the physiology of experiencing it. So what I want you to do is we're going to do this new healing tool again. I don't have a name for it, but I want you to just say, this is my state. Okay, so you're witnessing the state that you're in because you wrote it. And then I want you to go and start with the left side, then the right side. Okay, Thor? I want to make sure that she's here and that she's not paying attention to a dog. So I'm going to hold off until I know. So I got to see, is she here? Sometimes I start giving readings and then I realize they are not there. Yes. So autumn, yes, a bird did die, but we don't know when. Okay, yes, this is my state. Left. Very good, very good. So go to you're going to start with the left first, then go to the right. You're going to outside big toe. That little black spot is right next to the fingernail, right? The nail, the toenail. And it's that black spot just for those that have right there. Now, again, you're going to use your fingers or your nail or pointy thing, and you're going to do PEP 20 on this side, knowing that your state, you're holding the intention, then go over to the right side. You're going to do the same thing. And you are going to then go to the right side only. You want just the right side only? Let me just double check. Yes, but make sure you use your magnet. Because this is so habitual that it doesn't allow the integration, you may have to do this several times in a row and then, or just throughout the day. Go to the right side only, use your magnet 24 times, 12 on each side, then deeply rub 30. Then do another round again, tapping both sides, then going to the right and only, and then doing that point right there to, and then pushing it 30 times. I would do that 3 times in a row. Okay. And then report back. This is again brand new. I'm now testing it out on with you guys, and I'd like to know. Now, this is a physiology. This is a memorized response, and if I look to giving to again, I'm looking around 5 months old. You wouldn't have noticed that your environment. You just know that you don't have the cognitive skills of thinking and processing, but you would have felt how they felt, their physiology, their responses, their stuff. Okay. That you're like, that's me. That's, you absorbed it. That's who I am. This is what I'm supposed to mimic. Monkey see, monkey do. This is how you do it. Now, a lot of people are like, well, I don't have to remember. I don't know what happened at 5 months old. You don't have to. I already told you. Okay. So there was a story of this chimpanzee mama, and she was pregnant, and she learned, and it took some time, that if she took this coin, okay, and put it to get the coin to go get the banana, she had to push a certain button. And when she pushes a certain button, a coin would come out, take the coin, go over, put it into the machine, and a banana would come out. Well, she's learning this. She has the baby. The baby's in her arms. She's done it enough times. And then the baby's getting older. She put the baby down. She goes to get her banana. The baby gets up, pushes the button, takes the coin, now wants to go get its banana. But how did it know to do that? How did it know to do that? We watch, we observe, and we absorb. And we mimic the physiology, the responses, the behaviors. Hold on. I gotta see on the bigger screen because Thor wrote something. I have to get to that screen. Okay. Whew. Bunion point. Yeah, it's the spleen point, the bone that sticks out. Big toe and the bone that sticks out. And so you go whoop. So it's right there. Okay. All right. Then report back. That would be good. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Susan Iddleston. Hi, how you doing? Yes. Oh, good, good. All right. So I'm not going anywhere, Thor. So you just do it and then just kind of report back to me. And if it still feels the same, again, we have to start creating, we have to disrupt the pattern so that the integration process can. I am good. How are you, Susan? Have I ever read you before? If you'd like a free reading, I will give you one. I don't cross the energy fields. You know, it's up to you. But I'm doing what I love. I help people that are in the mental and emotional and spiritual issues or physical issues, and we help move. I give you tools. Usually it's the Medicine Woman Solution method that helps break down how the body holds chemical peptides to feel or act or to be, but you can disrupt those. Okay, that's good. Okay. Let me look. Did you say yes to a reading? If not, that's fine. You can come back and get another one. Have I never read you before or have? I don't know. It's up to you. If I've never read you, it's free. But today I'm also extending it out to those that have been read before. If they'd like a reading, then I would give you a reading. Okay. A lot of good things are happening on the planet, but it depends on what you're focusing on. If you're used to having disrupts and it bothers you, go heal that it bothers you, because you are learning. You have the greatest gift in the world, and that is, as a soul, to be in this reality, to be able to collapse in the wave into a particle. You have the ability to collapse time and space to create, say, this is it, and say, this is it. But you also have the ability, which is what you're learning to do in the quantum field, to uncollapse the particle and put it back into a wave, to change your timelines for a more healthier alignment, to change the temperaments, to disrupt and change the electromagnetic and chemical field. And you can do this all with your body, all with tapping and holding and observing. And you can use your gift of awareness to take you to a new level. Okay. So this is very subtle, Thor. It's not always what we think. You know, I'm waiting for there it is. Done. Feel better. Number. Okay. But the point is you could feel a shift. Yes. It's my own thoughts. I have been healing daily. Don't seem to be able to get out of this bunch of stuff stressing me. Okay. Now. All right. Now. Let's just see if we can set this up. If you feel good enough, I will extend it out if you would like to come on. Okay. That's up to you. But understand, if the environment stays the same and you change and you keep putting yourself back into the environment, then you have to go and match the environment. Do you understand? And when you match the environment, you have to go back into old conditionings. Even if you heal the conditionings, you're reinstalling the conditionings. Okay? Like, I have no problem being an activist, but at the same time, the issue created who I am, and the environment created who I am. And so I've got to constantly reinforce who I am by seeing the same issue. So, but if I change and say, that's not how I want to be, and you change your values, you change your trajectory, you change all these things and heal, then I'm no longer going to be that particular activist. I'm going to be holding the energy by creating a new world. So I think that is a yes. So let me take care of Susan real quick. Susan, is there anything particular you want me to focus on? And I think you said yes. I don't know if you said yes to me or somebody else. Let me check. No. If so, if yes, say a spirit's choice, or you can say I'm having, meh. I feel meh, or I feel hurt, or I feel. We can work on different things. Okay. And you're on your phone. Well, that'll fine. That's going to come up skinny. People are on their phones. Just now I got to get this. So the delay is awful over here. But anyway, Susan, if you get a reading and that's what you're saying, and that you want me to focus on certain things or spirit's choice, then we'll do it. On my business blockages. Okay, we'll focus directly on that. You can rewatch this again on YouTube, Medicine Woman Soultion. That's Soultion. And you can watch as many times as you want. We will have a timestamp, and it'll be the clock that's behind me. So when you see the number, then match it up to the clock that's behind me. Okay. And then subscribe if you haven't. All right. This is what we're gonna, and again, Thor, I will send, if you have to get ready, do it now, because I'll send it to you in a minute. So business. So what I'm looking at is there is this silent brooding. You sit there and you're looking at your business and you're like, ah. So by agreeing to this, by agreeing to that feeling and judging it that way, it changes the way you bring in, because now you're reinforcing this belief that I have blockages. Okay, so just be mindful that's going to interfere with you creating, because it's going to create more self-imposed limitations, and you're going to repeat a pattern. Now, do you have a website? Do you have all of that? And have you mastered the CEO putting up what YouTube wants so you can be found? I don't know what kind of business you do or what it is you're doing. But one of the things they're telling me is that there is this attracting in. So we just explained that you would attract in what you already know, meaning, it's not going anywhere. So you have to keep repeating what you know. We want to disrupt that. But you can do this, they said, to some degree on your own, but you're conditioned, and they said, if you can see that this is a response that always happens because you judge it and you're like, I can't do this or whatever. As I expand myself, here we go again, it's going nowhere. You're a contractor. Oh, okay. So you're being affected by the world outside, what's going on everywhere. But you, I want you, okay, so you're going to do a couple of things because that you're being a contractor. Oh, my phone's going to pass out on me. I got to charge it. Let me go here and here. I got to give it a boost back up. It's 19% left. Okay. Rising above it. Okay, so let's give you this inside scoop that says, even though they're following it, you want to not draw that in. So there's a party that feels a little helpless when you look and you're like, oh my God, I got these bills due. I got to pay that. So it's the way you're talking and communicating with yourself. Okay, you may rise above it. And then the next 2 seconds, you're going, oh, this, and this. It is the energy of emotion that affects what you attract in, besides other belief systems and things. But we're going to take care of the emotional factor of how you're not consistent with the belief. Okay, so it's like I'm hoping and I'm trying to ignore and overcome. No, that's not what we want. Your past, or what you grew up with, is that I am supposed to feel helpless, or I'm supposed that talk, because we want to get that talk out. We want to get the emotions that tells that talk to shut up. But if you hear yourself talk that way, notice there's an emotion, a feeling behind it. So you simply would be taking your right wrist, second position, and put your thumb there, and you're going to have it soft, and put your finger in the palm, and then the safety, security, disability, and it's the palm here. So second position soft, placing it on your forehead, and then let your fingers drop so you're touching governing 20 and gallbladder points. So and so that, because if you're stressing with words, gestures, and tones, responses, it's going to take the blood out of your forebrain and go into a stress state of fight, flight, freeze. Okay. So you're going to take R2S. S is soft, 2 is the positioning, 2 fingers down from the wrist, and then put in the palm like that. But you're going to sit there and feel and notice that your reactions. Oh, I look and there's bills. That's a number. Oh, I look and there's no phone call. Oh, I'm focusing on there's no phone calls. Or, oh, they were going to sign up with me. Now they're not. Oh, each one of these little reactions interferes with your consistency to rise above it. We're not here just to rise above it or overcome. We're here to align to you to have better business. Okay, does that make sense? So disrupting the way the patterns are, the emotion patterns, the thought patterns, the behavior patterns to what's going on outside, you can be able to align to getting and receiving better. Does that make sense? Okay. Thank you so much for letting me communicate. Does it make sense? I want to make sure it's in the language you understand. Rewatch it again and again. You may get more out of it, and you may come from another angle. Grab it again. You don't need to believe that, okay? All right, no problem. Thank you so much, Susan. And again, you can rewatch it again on YouTube. We will have a timestamp, but it'll be the clock that's behind me. Okay, because you can't see the clock, but you will when you watch it on YouTube. And subscribe. Now, bless you. Thank you. I'll accept that blessing. I'm going to go get this one and then go get Thor. Hopefully she's ready. I don't want to push her, but if she's ready, then okay. If not, oh, I'll wait a little longer. And there she is. This is my extension to her, but she did pay. But I'm going to, we're going to go a little bit further and see if we can. Hi, Patricia. How are you? It's been a year. You qualify for free reading? Yeah, sure. Anything particular? I don't know. I did send you the link. Let me finish up with Patricia and then I'll accept, okay? So, Miss Patty, you're ready to move forward into another thing, Miss Patty. I want to call you Miss Patty. I know your name's Patricia. If you know anybody that has called you Patty or Miss Patty or something like this, the energy to which you have to give up on your dreams, your career, your love life, this and that, the people that were in the past, the people and their energy, the people, it is the energy. And what happens is that it's like the people that make you irrelevant. You're not irrelevant to me. I'm over here. What happens then causes you to give up on you and what you like to do. So you have to look at the word irrelevant, understand it. How's it being done to you? How have you done it to others? But when you get into that measurement field, go to right wrist, second position, soft, okay? And just sit there and measure the feeling. You may do it, apply it to, oh, it just happened again. Measure it, grab right wrist, second position, soft, finger in the palm. Just sit there with it. Don't talk in your head as far as like, oh, it's because of this and this and this, but it's the feel. Because you're looking and wanting to break up a conditioning that's in the body's form, okay? But we first have to break the mental, the emotional chemical peptides, the chemical process of you. Because your brain says, I have to give up my expectations, I have to give up this, and then you go into that self-talk or that gaslighting. But it is based on how you feel when someone makes you feel irrelevant or this and that. Okay. Oh, her little sign. Come back in. I'll hit your button. I'll hit the accept button to let you in now. I just wanted to finish up with Patricia, Miss Patty. So she's okay. So she's working on it again. So she'll come back in a second. Does it make sense to you? It's good to see you. And you can just rewatch this again on YouTube. Become a subscriber on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. That would help me out too. Thank you. Hi, how are you? And a voice?
Feeling better.
Okay, feeling better. Okay, so you see a pattern. You see the pattern. You know it's here. Now, and you're feeling better by doing that. I don't have a name for it yet. But at the same time, I want you to feel the pressures of the environment. Now, you are living a life that you said, I created for myself. I built this up for myself. I'm going to have you just hold L2D for me. Left wrist, second position D. Because one part of you says, I can't move forward and have an acting career. I can't have joy. I can't have relationships. I can't do this. Because this part of you says, I'm supposed to fight the world. This part of you says, my environment's always supposed to have trauma and drama. This environment, okay? So this part of you says, I can't go and live the life I know I want. So you're not in agreement with that. So I want you to notice that you're going to have to start oh my God, sit in there and realize that the dream that you created to take you out, how you processed from a divorce, from a car accident, from losing your son, that's not you anymore. It worked, but now it has not been working because the new you does not, I don't think you're even supposed to be living there. I don't even think you're supposed to, maybe it's California you need to go. I feel, do you understand? I feel like there's a part of you that's ready to just start to integrate and to go live a life in a whole different way. But every day you wake up, this is the life you created to keep you safe from all of those things that happened in the past. You may just have to tweak it a bit. And or you're like, oh, but I am. I'm trying to hire help, but then I have to fire them, or I'm trying to do this, and then this is happening, and oh, I get too close, and then they die, and oh. But the environment is telling you that you're not quite in alignment. You're in alignment with the old fractured self that survived all that. But the other part of you is growing and creating a new world. We want to get you back into coherence. So in this case, you have to look at how every day is a dread or, oh my God, look at the news. Oh my God. Oh, what's happening with your electric meter? Oh my God. Oh my God. And the thing is that you're going to keep attracting in that type of story and that type of evidence. Because the thing that you had to heal yourself from was, oh my God, my divorce is over. Oh my God, my son just died. Oh my God, I got in a car accident. Oh my God. Do you understand? You've been growing. I'm going to fix it this way. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to get this. I'm going to do this. Now let's look at the oh my God. Do you understand what I'm saying, hon?
Well, I know the oh my gods that I'm doing so much better. I'm appreciating the little things, and I know I don't want to lose that, but then it goes back to my money and
Right.
taxes and all this
Right.
stuff that keeps piling up, and I don't want to. I just feel
Yes.
helpless with all that, and I
Now,
don't
what
want
I
to feel
want
that
you,
way.
very good. Now, take your thumb, nice and soft, not hard anymore, nice and soft, left wrist, second position, soft. And I want you to be in the have tos. I have to do this to survive. Do you understand? The
Yeah,
have
very
tos.
much.
I want you to see that the have tos are running your life. The
Oh yeah,
have tos, the view, the perspective, the response, the helplessness to the have tos. Like I have to go to the bathroom. I have to brush my teeth. I have to cook my supper. But I don't need to approach it with the same attitude I learned it as a child.
right.
Okay. But this was created because you were trying to survive some horrific things. The processing, I can't process that my son was murdered. I can't process that I was in a car accident. I can't process the fact that I love this man who divorced me. Now we have to get to that moment because now you have to survive. You're like, I'm not killing myself. I have to do this. But in the meantime, how you did it was to gaslight the F out of yourself. And then
Yep.
to be angry, to blame the outside. But you're stuck in this fight.
Yeah.
And that's the
Right.
old identity that says, oh, well, I can't move into, yes, we're going to feel it.
Yep, feel it.
Now feel how familiar it is that you like it. You like it so much because that's your identity. That's who I am. That's my story. And we're not taking away your story. We just want to disengage the chemical peptides so that the wisdom can come out of it so you can grow. Because you've already done a lot of growth. You have been proving that you can do it, and you have. But this part, it's not that it's stubborn. It was created to get you out of the hells. And it worked, but it doesn't no longer serve the new Miss April.
Then why is it sticking in my body and not going with all the work that I'm doing.
You're in a fractured part. You used it to stay alive. Remember I don't know if you ever heard me talk about it somewhere along tribal, the first. How you solved. Now, usually it's the first 7 years of your life. That's how your first pop up, and that's how you solved it. But this came afterwards. When the divorce happened, when the accident happened, when the murder happened. One shock, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And the processing is that you're supposed to gaslight yourself. You're supposed to be miserable. This is how I solved it. I bitched, I moaned, I done this. This is not who you are now. This is the part we have to love, to witness, to say, okay, let's feel this. But you're saying, but I have to do, I have to keep doing this so I don't have to think about the murder. I have to do this so I don't have to think about the divorce. I have to, because that is how I processed that hardship. It worked, but now you don't have to. But you're like, yeah, but who's going to love the dog? You still can love the dogs, but you can learn how to love them differently. Well, you can learn to do it differently. You can't, because at this point, that was who you created to get you out of your hells. That's your first with all of that. So we're addressing the biochemical response in the body. And it's not safe to let it go because it saved your ass. But it needs love too. This is why you're sitting here going, just witness, because you got some love hidden in there. I love doing this so that it keeps me out of that. But you've done a lot of work on the murders. You've done a lot of work on all of the divorce. I've been watching you grow.
I feel so stuck though. No matter
Right,
how
but
much
feel the worry.
drags me back.
Right. But see, that stuckness, that where you are, is that's what you call stability at that time. It's now unstable for you now, but it was stability. It saved your ass. Do you understand? Being stuck there kept you from having to deal with the hell that you lived, and your brain couldn't stop it. So you had to vibrate into this, but you've healed so many of the roots. Now you need to go, thank you so much for this stuckness. Thank you so much for this repeating of worry. Thank you so much for this is the habit. But you're not your habit. You're not that personality anymore. So
I guess then I'm scared of, I don't know how to do anything different.
that's what you said before you came up with this identity. I don't know how to deal with this murder. I don't know how to deal with this divorce. Good. Feel how, I don't know how. Good. Feel. Get that number.
Yeah, it's a 10.
All right, just sit with it, babe. Sit with it, babe. If you want me to shut the camera off, I will give you that privacy if that's what you want.
It's okay.
Okay. I just want to honor you. I care about you.
Thank you.
Now just see, because this is that hidden story that was so obvious, but it was hidden. But notice how, if you stayed in this misery, you wouldn't have to think about all that other. And when you recognize this stuckness and this misery, which was every day I have to take care of the dogs. Every day I've got to clean the pen. Every day I got to work to pay my bills. Every day I have to do this. Whatever, all the dreads were our have tos. See, you've been working on dread, but if there's nothing to dread about, now you understand the have tos were to survive what you couldn't cope with.
And I feel like I can't cope now. It's like I'm almost like I regressed, and I'm like, what the heck is wrong with this?
Right. Because it became the identity. But now look at you spiritually hearing those words. Can you feel almost separate and saying, oh my God, spiritually, I can hear that? I just heard that part talk to me. It's like if I told you I can't cope and you're like, oh, I identify with that. And your identity goes, yeah, I'm right here. But your identity told you just now why it took on this, because it couldn't. I can't. I worry. I don't know. Nobody ever gave me the process. Okay. But now the have to, that personality is, wow, I can't take that with me. I can't not be, I have to let one go. It isn't about dying, killing it off. It's about integrating it. So by taking the chemical peptides off, the wisdom gets to pop.
Right. I just, yeah, I have wisdom pop about a lot of things, and then
Right. But this is where you're supposed to reject. So again, you've healed a lot of roots. But your job is I'm supposed to reject that I'm supposed to be happy. I have to reject this I have to reject the world. And if you let this go, you may be able to just be awesome, more better at what you're doing and more acceptance to the alignment of the joy and peace. But first, you have to look at how this identity was created.
I don't even remember. I mean, like,
You don't have to. I just told you. The murder,
yeah,
the divorce, the I gotta freaking start over. The have tos came when you like picked yourself up, dusted yourself off, rose and overcome, and the emotions and the hidden story were all there. And you developed, okay, I gotta be this strong woman. I gotta study this. I'm gonna go after that. And you did. Good on you. But you grew again. And that world that you created, you're like, I can't let it go because it was my safety net. But you need that life force to come with you in the new so that you can create a more healthier alignment. We're not killing it off. We're just saying, let's get rid of the emotion so you can get the wisdom so it can integrate. Okay?
that's what, yeah, that's what I just feel like I'm always doing something, and it's like,
Right. Feel it. But that's how you solved all that hell. I got to keep myself busy. I can't just sit and think. I have to keep myself busy so I don't have to feel the questions and the nervousness of the murder. I have to keep myself busy so I don't have to feel that my husband cheated on me and did all this. Do you understand? You had to keep
yeah,
yourself in that state of hyper alertness so
right,
because you didn't know how to process any of that pain.
right,
But you've done the work. You started looking at the roots. This identity, the instability became stable, but now it's unstable and it's not fitting your world.
I know,
Thank that part. We thank that part. We say, thank you, stuckness, for making me feel alive. But I'm going to let you go now.
thank you, Spirit, thank you for making me feel alive and not dead and hurting and pain, and you can leave now. Thank you
Right
very
now, you're
much.
going to watch it fizzle out. That, and just
I
let
think
the body
I'm
release it.
afraid of who I'm going to be without it, because I don't know, I don't know life without it.
And notice how beautiful she heard that part. She heard her soul. She heard everything. It says, I don't know how I'm going to be without this. Now focus on that. Say, thank you. Thank you. Because that's what you said. I don't know who I'm going to be or how I'm going to live without my son that was murdered, or how my husband, because I identified myself with these. I do. Those were the words to all those things. You're doing well. You're doing well. Say, I hear you. I love you parts. I love you. Now let's take that feeling of, I don't know how, and just sit with it until it fizzles out to zero.
I've been doing a lot of healing, and I just feel that I
Right.
should
And notice, listen to the language again. She's now farther down, past years now, years when the divorce happened, years to when her accident, years when her child was murdered. And she's like, you're hearing the different stages. Now sit with that feeling to those words.
I did. It was so heavy in me, and it feels lighter because I don't know who I am without all this shit in me and the trauma and the blocks. And I so want to be just love and above, just, you know, all the time.
Right. The new you is ready, but it can't integrate if the vibrations don't match. So we want
Yeah.
to help you understand that building and being that woman, oh my God, it did such a blessing to get you past all that trauma. And now it no longer serves because you are again soulfully evolving. Now we want to look at that and say, there's nothing wrong with you. Now let's give you joy. You served your purpose. You just, because you like, I have to keep gaslighting myself to stay that identity. Because what if? What if?
It's so freaking strong and so ingrained in me.
Right. Now I want you to push your thumb deep because you like, I don't want to go back to those, oh my gods, that feeling of losing my son, losing my husband, losing this, that feeling. Just notice. Just be with it. Be with it.
It like overlaps into everything. The the money situation, the just everything.
See,
And
when you had that divorce, there was money situation. Yes, no.
yeah, yeah,
When your son died, was there money situation because you couldn't get any more?
yeah,
Okay, okay. So notice that that was a big part of your traumas,
yeah.
and you're like,
And
but I
that
don't want to think about it. I've got all these other shitty things to think about. Just we're going to give it a moment. Feel it. How did you memorize to be poor?
my
This.
mother, my
Oh,
father.
good, good. But you don't have to follow that physiology, which
That's
now
what
spirit has spoken, which now I want you to go down to the spleen. Remember I told you about the tapping with it, do the spleen
on the
movement?
toe.
Yep. Go to the left, then to the right. Make sure you get that point right there. Good 20 times on each side, and then go. Do you want her to do both or just the right? Nope. The right, just go to the right, and then use your magnet on that point right there. And 24 times, and then you deeply rub 30 once you get all that done. Because we don't need to do the physiology that I have to be poor, I have to be helpless, I have to have a trauma and drama. You memorize that because that is what you did as a child. But that's not who you're evolving to be. Does that make
I had
sense?
some good teachers in those things though.
We all did because that was the era of consciousness. But guess where you're going, babe? Your soul is evolving. You're creating the new world. You don't have to get mad. You don't have to be the victim. You don't have to be, because you have to learn about governing thyself. And when you do, then the government and everything out there is not meant to be your enemy because you don't need to hold that consciousness at that level anymore.
That point is really sore on the toe.
Okay, yeah. And it's because the spleen is meant to mother, to care, to love. But it just says that my peace is supposed to be gone. That's how I've conditioned myself, is that peace is supposed to be gone. But that's not true. But we can uncondition. Change the physiology that I'm supposed to be physiology into being poor. No, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, no, don't. I'm breaking diagram paradigms or whatever, and I don't want to quit now, but it
We love this part of you because it helped you through those terrible times. Now you're going to say, if you look at her, if you just see her, say, okay, do you want to be miserable? What does she say?
gonna be miserable. I don't. I
And That
Uh-oh.
part said probably no. Now, you've healed a lot. Now, I want you to notice, if you look at her again after you've done some healing, just give it a couple seconds. You had your hand on your head and this and that, and you said it was heavy. Say, do you want to carry that heaviness anymore? And if she says no, then you're going to imagine, get this one. Oh, and it makes everything fall. You're going to imagine that she sees a treasure chest open. Okay. And she's going to be, you're going to imagine, I don't have a doll here. Oh, well, here, Phoenix, come here. And this is you. Okay. I don't want to be miserable anymore. Okay. How about if you take and start putting all of that? So you measure, she's like, oh, it's a 20,000. And you're going to watch this magical energy. And she's putting it all in there. I'm going to put it all in there. I'm going to put it all in there. And then, oh, I feel better. Then this closes. Then it opens and releases the wisdom. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I feel good. Now then when you talk to her, say, do you want to go back to that misery or you want to go play? I want to go play. I want to go dance. I want to go have, be with a man. I want to, okay? It's okay to be happy. Tell her it's okay to be happy.
It's okay to be happy. You should. A lot of times she don't talk to me.
Right.
Even
This
when I
is
talk
your
to her.
opportunity. Well, she can't see you because you have been an echo of yourself. So if this is, I'm in terror and trouble, I don't want to participate, then all of a sudden you have this mask on and you're an echo, so far of an echo. But this is the part we're healing so that you can be a transformed self. So, but all you're doing is saying, I'm done with the biochemicals. I'm done with that. And you're putting it in there. You're putting it in there. And then when you imagine that have her do it. Have her saying, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. Have her do it. And when you do, you're going to swap personalities. You're going to learn to integrate. Do you understand? You have to be, you have to pay attention. And all of a sudden she says, well, I don't want to. Understand that's not you.
Right.
That part's talking to you. And when she says, I don't want to, I want you to go back into touching and tapping that spleen point and going back into the magnet. Okay? You want to keep, you're retraining the body to become unconditioned. And when your body and you agree, then all of a sudden you don't have to keep living that identity. If you happen to, well, I feel myself going there with these thoughts and I can't separate her and me. I want you to go left wrist, second position deep. And then when you're sitting there and you get past the OMGs, and then you're drifting and you're like, I have to reject this. Have to's. Then you go right or left wrist, second position, soft. Have to's are soft. And the OMGs are deep. And you may sit there and say, come join me. Talk to those parts. And you may have several parts. You may have one that had to deal with the murder. One had to deal with the divorce. One had to deal, let's say, with the accident. And then the other one that says, I have to develop this to cope with all that because I have to be an echo of myself. Okay. Ask them all to participate and hold the points. Ask them all of their opinions. But when you're sitting here as your spirit self and you hear, I can't, which one is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Or do you have a names for them? Or do you have ages for them? Oh, my 32-year-old self, or my, you know what I'm saying? You are in charge. Are you going backwards? What are you thinking?
That I don't get when I was 32. I don't get when I was 5.
Oh, I just threw that number out. I just threw that number out.
But I mean, I don't even.
You don't have to know, but you
just
can
know
say,
the emotions. Just know the emotions.
If the emotion doesn't show up as a person, it may show up as a blob. But you were a person, but you may have felt like a blob.
Well, I think it just comes to me as emotion and
right. I need you to learn how to be spirit versus your ego self. I need you to be your spirit to talk to that human self. Give it whatever. If it looks like a blob, or it looks like an age, or it looks like you're 90, even though you're not 90. What represents those parts that need to heal? And you may see some weird shit come up. That's fine. Just say, hold the points. Imagine you have a left wrist. Imagine you have a point. Imagine you have a forehead. Imagination. But the feel and going, it's inside. It's a 20,000, and then put it in the treasure chest and leaving it there, knowing once it goes in, it can't come out unless it's clean. Going back in, pulling it out, use it, eye accessing, ear accessing. You have all the tools, but you have to be your spirit first going, let me help you. I will represent and be your voice for all of your pains and suffering, even the one that said I have to rise above my shit. The have tos. Your soul's saying, I can heal it now. I see each one of you says, I can't heal it, I can't heal it, I can't heal it. But your soul says, can you heal it now? That's why it's repeating. And you, as a spirit's going, yes, I can. Let's pause for thoughts. Pause for thoughts. Let's see, it's funny. And you look, and then we pause, like in dogs, pause. We pause, literally pause, and then we hear parts of ourselves that have a thought. You're saying it, but realize you're not saying it. You are the speaker that's saying it. As a spirit's going, oh, I heard you over there, blob one. Oh, I heard you over here, age 4. You don't need to put an age to it, but however you choose to represent it, understand you're going to be a speaker. You have the gift.
So I basically argue with myself when it says, oh, you got to feel this way. I got to say, no, you don't.
You can hold this point. You can rub these points. Do it now. Watch it and do it with me. And then all of a sudden, you're going to find some consistency in you is going to go, shit, yes, okay. Okay? You've come a long ways, honey. You really have, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate you very much.
I appreciate you too. And thank you for letting me extend this publicly.
Thank you for...
I appreciate that. I'll see you
Well,
tomorrow.
I hope I can help somebody out there with all my wonderful stuff.
Well, I'm sure you will. You just may not know it. But thank you, Spirit. Now, we will see you in Tribal tomorrow, okay?
Yes. Thank you.
I love you, honey. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
We can do so much for ourselves. We can do so much by realizing that we don't have to live a certain way. And if we start to demonstrate and mentor ourselves, that energy is going to help others going, like, did I just see that? I can do that too. We are building a new world together. Okay. If you want to watch any of this show or any of that, just go over to YouTube, the Medicine Woman Soultion. That's Soultion. And like, subscribe, watch, leave a comment, help get the ratings up. I need you to help create a new world for all of our souls. Autumn has sent. Excellent. Miss Autumn, are you here? It's whatever Spirit wants, but I want to make sure I'm communicating with Miss Autumn. Oh, hi, Amber. I missed you. Okay. I think it's this one that she's on, so I will wait a second or two and go from there. Okay, so we have a delayed reaction, of course. Today is, I think, nice out. I haven't really been outside yet. But we'll see. We'll see. It's a little chilly. I put Fahrenheit instead of Celsius. So in here it's, oh, well. Oh, there's Autumn. She said she's here. Awesome. Let me just check something here. So outside it's 61 Fahrenheit. And inside it is 69. In this room. 69. All right, ready? I hear la-da-dee, la-da-da, la-da-doo. So your mind is busy, being happy. That's good. But I'm feeling there's in the emotion body, there's a broadcast from you, from the outside world, specific person. Okay. All right, hold on. So without you being in time or space or near, entanglement cords can have a spooky theory, meaning what's going here can affect you there, like instantaneously. Let me see. What are you picking up? Who are you picking up? Who are you picking up? What's going on? A friend. It's a male friend. That's from the past is what I feel. So like whatever, a male friend. And you're picking this up, and you, in the broadcast from them is I'm waiting for it to land on a particular thing because he keeps saying it certainly. Just kind of give me a thumbs up word. Aggressive. So they have a broadcast about being aggressive as part of their energy field. They could be happy and it still comes off as aggressive. They can be joyful, they could be playful, but there's a certain amount of energy of aggression that your body says, oh, you got some hidden shit you got to take care of, because my body is feeling your aggression. And my body, and this relates to when you're a kid from your family, your body is feeling the aggression. So your body is supposed to respond to other people's aggression. So that leads us to the new tool. I haven't named or any of that. But if I said which one's the sing points, they said bladder, and then it'd be the points of bladder. So you would have to go, if I can get to it, that would be great. We're going to do left foot, then right. It's called the sing point, T-S-I-N-G. And it is the point on the baby toe. And it's right next to the nail bed. This is kind of curved. It's kind of weird, but it'd be like, if this was my baby toe, then it'd be on the outside. Well, it's not big enough. It's the size of a grain of rice, but it'd be on the outside. Okay, so right here, right there. Okay, you're going to do the left side, then right side on the baby toe. And you're going to take a little bit of a sharper object, not too pinpointy, but then you're going to do it 20 times, and then do the other pinky toe 20 times. And then you are going to go to the side of the foot, the outside leg, outside of the foot, right side only. And you're going to use a magnet or your hand on the right foot, right there in the middle, not on the bottom, but right up just a little bit. And you are going to use a magnet 24 times, and then you're going to deeply rub 30. Now, you're going to be doing this several times because your body is saying, I'm supposed to pick up when people have broadcasts, okay? And I'm supposed to become deficient. But we're going to disrupt the physiology, if this makes sense. You may do that several times. You may notice some emotions. You may notice the thoughts have changed. You may have noticed that somebody will have a broadcast, but your body's not getting prepared. You may notice that you can feel a little bit. Go back and keep disrupting it. And I think for at least a couple days, you may have to do these points like just before bed. Just maybe do it one more time before bed. Tomorrow, do it 3 times. You see what I'm saying? And then your test, it will be somebody will have an aggression and they're doing it very happily or whatever, but you'll feel the aggression. Or literally they'll show you an aggression with a negative, but you're not, your body's not going, your body will be like, oh, okay. You can see that. Okay, good. All right. If nobody else is paid and nobody else is want a free reading, then we will begin to end the show. Does that make sense? I appreciate every single one of you that has cooperated, has been vulnerable, has communicated. I appreciate your voice and your time, and I'm the energy exchange. I appreciate that as well. So let's get a healing. Let's keep growing. Thank you, Spirit, is what I say. And if you'd like to join Tribal to work on topics and that can help you personally, that can help you globally, consciousness, collective, then, I'd love to see you in Tribal because you are worth working on yourself. You are worth And then we can help you change some of these outlooks and these different ways of being. Okay. So hashtag heal instead of deal. Hashtag resolve to evolve. Hashtag next stepping stone. Hashtag don't believe your own BS. There's many more hashtags that we have learned, but there's always the best one. Hashtag thank you, Spirit. And until next time, you're already blessed in your whole. So stay blessed and happy healing.